And welcome to Lovington Wildcat football game number 2 of the 2025 season as we come back to where we wrapped up the 2024 season here at Al Whitehead Field at Greyhound Stadium in Port Tallis. With Dawn Morgan fieldside, I'm TJ Miracle high above the stadium. Evie Stuber and Manny V in studio engineering and producing. And thank you so much for being with us here tonight. So 2 teams with no love lost, to put it mildly. Both of these squads were in the state championship last year. It's Lovington and Port Tallis. It is one of the great rivalries in New Mexico. Now, even though these 2 teams are not in the same district or even in the same classification anymore, this is still going to be, I have a feeling, one of those knockdown, drag-out kind of games. Port Tallis is number 1 in Class 4A. Lovington, after their big win last week, is still ranked number 2 in Class 5A. Of course, Lovington beating Hobbs 31-22 on the blue turf to open the season a week ago. Port Tallis knocking off a pretty good Goddard team 22-16 last week to open their season. So both teams at 1-0 and looking to keep their momentum. A beautiful night here in Port Tallis. Overcast. We actually drove through quite a bit of rain coming up, but is dry, and the forecast says not expecting more rain at least while this ball game is going on. So, hey, we can play in the rain. We just don't want the lightning that might possibly be associated with it. We're going to be looking at about 72 degrees and overcast. Absolute gorgeous night for football, at least for me up in the booth. What's it like down on the field, Dawn?
It's pretty nice. It's pretty calm right now. The wind, what there is of it, the breeze is coming across the field from my back across toward you. So I guess
so
really
that'd be
from
coming from the east to the west, yeah.
Right? And the sun. Well, this is not a true north way that this is situated. The sun is setting really to the northwest, of the goal of the north goal, you might say. So we're kind of sitting catty-cornered. But the nice thing is, it has very sunny. The sun was in our eyes on this side and going north as Lovington was warming up. They were facing the sun, looking into the sun, and now a nice big cloud system is over there sitting in front of it. So it's really nice. I was going to say that's going to be tough to see as that sun drops right above the horizon and right in everybody's eyes if moves from south to north up field. But it feels pretty good. I think everybody's got some jackets with them. We kind of anticipated that when the sun goes down, it gets a little cool up here in Port Tallis. So I'll be putting on a hoodie. A couple things step out to me, and that is the fact that Lovington has traveled very well. I think there are more Lovington fans in the stands than there are in the home stands. I'm looking at it. Of course, we still have time for more people to come in. You can't see them right underneath you, but it's not a huge crowd for Port Tallis, and Lovington is really here in full force, even with their band. Lovington, the Big Blue Band, has traveled and is here. I don't know if they'll perform or march at halftime, but they are here to support the team and play, and that's always good to see. And
well, it certainly is. And, this was a packed house last year, and I think just as much blue as there was red in the stands, especially for that state title game. Even though it was on Port Tallis' home field, it kind of felt a little bit like a neutral site when we were here for that ball game. Now, of course, as we mentioned, both these teams coming in at 1-0. Lovington really getting it done last week, taking advantage of 6 Hobbs turnovers to just 2. And Lovington, with the exception of just a couple of explosive plays, really just did it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 yards at a time. 313 total yards offense last week for the Wildcats and 14 first downs. And really, it was just playing calm and consistent football, knowing who your players are, where they're going to be, and executing. I think that was probably the key last week on both sides of the ball.
Well, Lovington definitely stepped in, took advantage of early jitters and mistakes by Hobbs, although Hobbs came back and played a really tough rest of the game. But there were, 3 Lovington had scored and had really great offensive possessions off of 3 INTs. 2 of them were by Jaden Gutierrez. So yeah, it was really, they were ready to take advantage of those mistakes, and that was good to see, especially in the first game out of the season. I've noticed that Portales is a very short roster. There are only like 24 players listed on their roster, and get this, 15 of those are seniors.
So it is a senior-laden squad, to be sure. This is your Stone Oilfield pregame show. Forgot to mention that. Thanks to Stone Oilfield Services, proud supporters of the Lovington Wildcats, as we continue on through the pregame show from Stone Oilfield Services. The Eunice Cardinals getting underway early tonight with Estancia coming in on the Eunice Sports YouTube channel. Thanks, Evie, sending me a score. That game is not even at halftime yet, and I have a feeling it's going to end either at half or right at half. Eunice taking it to the Estancia Bears tonight, 48-0. So, yeah, hopefully we can get one of those big wins like that here tonight at Al Whitehead Field at Greyhound Stadium. Now, the Greyhounds last week, Dawn, we mentioned they knocked off Goddard, and Goddard is usually one of those teams that you expect to be in the top 4 or 5 in the state. As a matter of fact, I think in the last poll I saw, they were number either 4 or 5 in the state. The district that we're in, we mentioned this a little bit last week, Dawn, but the district that Lovington is in now in 5A, there's 8 teams in the district.
Yeah.
Well, the top 7 slots in the district are occupied by teams in our district. Santa Teresa is the only one who is not seeded and ranked right now in the top 10. So Portales already has a top 10 5A win on their resume this year, and they really, and of course I can't get it to pull up on my phone. You got to love phones and technology. It's great when it works, but was looking at it this afternoon. And, they won 22-16, but really it was just kind of a run-it-out, grind-it-out kind of game. They had like 160 total yards in the game. That's it.
Wow.
Like 88 through the air and 84 on the ground. Right. And, a couple of 3 big plays really looked like it defined the difference in that ball game. But some names that we're going to recognize from Portales, Paxton Culpepper. I mean, seriously, that kid ought to be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame by now.
Yeah.
I joke. He's a good kid. But, I mean, it seems like we've been calling his name for the last 25 years. But he's still the quarterback. He is a senior this year. Dallas Lozano, Joel Lujan, both seniors. They're their 2 main running backs. Javier Tarpeth, Dallas Lozano, Caden Cordova, Tommy Lopez, we know that name well too, are the main receivers. Last year we were so worried about the other receiver, Mayberry. We kind of lost Lopez a couple of times in the 2 matchups against Portales, so we know that they have the ability to be very explosive in the offensive side of things.
They do, and Mayberry graduated, and you read my mind. That's exactly the next thing I was going to talk about, was the fact that number 1 there is Paxton Culpepper. They're 6'1" senior, and yes, it feels like we've been saying his name for 8 years, instead of just 4. And so he's providing a lot of leadership, and again with those 15 seniors, it's there's a lot of experience and leadership for this season, but I sure don't know about the next season for the Rams. But I know we're worried about our Wildcats a little bit more, and one of the things I found out from Coach Bailey, talking very briefly over here on the sidelines after they got through warming up.
We're getting ready to do the national anthem, Dawn, so we've got to take a timeout. This has been your Stone Oilfield Services pregame show. Back with the kickoff right after this on Z94 KZOR. And welcome back to Lovington Wildcat Football here on Z94 KZOR, the Z94 KZOR app, HobbsAmerica.com, and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Great to have you with us, KZOR Hobbs Lovington. I'm TJ Miracle, Don Morgan, fieldside, Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing with the assist from Manny V today. The Cats are in the road white unis, the all-white unis with the blue letters and numbers, and Cats in blue script on the helmets for the home team Rams. They are in the home black unis, the all-black unis, red letters and numbers, and the red helmets with the ram that looks suspiciously like a UNM Lobo as their logo on the side of the helmet. So Portales did win the toss about 25 minutes ago, and they did elect to receive the football, so they will have it first as we kick this one off, Dawn.
Yeah, and I mentioned a minute ago, Coach Bailey talked really briefly with me. You know, I used to just leave Coach. Every coach is different. I left him alone before game in pregame mode, never talked to him until halftime. But Coach Bailey came over here and was like, hey, how you doing, Dawn? And I said, hey, great, but how's the team? Is everybody suited up and ready? He said, except for Cam Ochoa will not play tonight. As remember, he left the game before the first half last week with injury. We thought it was cramp. They were working out muscle cramps. It was not, but Coach Bailey said it's not serious. He's just not ready to play this week, so we won't see him. But everybody else is suited up, ready to go. In fact, Valente Herrera just ran by me, hollering to the rest of the team, saying, "Set the tone, baby, let's go."
Tarpeth and Cordova will be back deep to receive off of the foot of the Cats junior kicker Caleb Aranda, and we are just about ready to go. Game 2 of the season here on Z94 KZOR, the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. So the Cats are ready, the Rams are ready, the fans are ready, the announcers are ready. Let's play some football under the Friday night lights from the high plains in Portales, New Mexico. So the Cats will be kicking off from the left to the right on your radio dial and your video screen. That is north to south. As Aranda going to pop that one up, comes to one of the up men back at the 18-yard line. He'll stutter step across the 20, 25 to the 30, gets out of a tackle, gets the sideline, 35 to the 40, and brought down from behind as a big tackle, saving tackle there for Landon Trevino, as that was Tommy Lopez, who took that one, found some room, and made something happen, and great field position for the Rams. They'll have it 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line.
Yeah, he found some room. He tiptoed up the sidelines, and now Lovington's really got to work. Lovington D to seal him off, shut him down right here.
Paxton Culpepper is the quarterback. He will be in the pistol formation. Deep back with him is going to be Lujan. That may be Lozano. I'll double check. Culpepper gets it, hands it off right up the gut, and about a 4 or 5 yard run right up the gut for Dallas Lozano. They'll give him 4 before the interior collapses down on him and will slow him down. Portales is about a 50-50 team. They'll run it about half the time, pass it about half the time. 2nd down and 6, ball right at the midfield stripe. Portales comes out, be a 3 receiver, make that a 4 receiver set. Trips to the right, single receiver to the left. Always from the pistol formation, Culpepper gets it, 3-step, drop his back, looks, comes left side, has a man, but in and out of the hands of his intended target, Tarpeth. Tarpeth found a little hole in between a couple of Lovington defenders, and if that ball is led about 3 inches further towards the middle of the field, it is good night, Irene, and a 6 on the board for Portales. As it is, it's incomplete, and the first big 3rd down of the ball game.
Culpepper was able to get rid of that really quickly, and that play developed fast. A good thing that it was incomplete.
Same formation, trips right, single receiver to the left.
That's Lozano.
Culpepper with it, quarterback keeper. He works his way up to the 45-yard line and falls forward. He's going to be close to the 1st down. It will depend on the spot. He was stopped by Kevin Reyes Padilla. Going to be close, and they will give him, they're
1st down. I think they're saying it. Yep.
So on the quarterback keeper, the 6 yards and move the chains. 1st down for the Rams on the quarterback keeper. 1 minute and 10 seconds gone here in the ball game. Portales on their opening possession of the night inside Lovington territory at the Wildcat 44. Cat's going to come out and put 3 men across the front. They're going to go man up on the receivers. 4 receiver set once again. Linebackers are staggered. Now they're going to show blitz. Culpepper looks left, throws left, and overthrows Tarpeth. Pretty good coverage with him running step for step on that flag route was Alec Olguin. It'll be incomplete, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, and Elijah Rivera was over there in the neighborhood as well for coverage downfield.
Hey, let's go.
So it'll be a 2nd down and 10 for Portales. Clock stops on the incompletion with 10:27 remaining here in the first quarter. Portales, their opening drive of the night. Trips to the right, single receiver to the left again. Lovington again only with 3 men across the front. Culpepper surveys the line. Checks in with his receivers. Now he's ready for it. Good snap. Rolls out to the right. Steps up in the pocket just as he lets it go. Wants it all down the left sideline and tipped away at the last second. Good defense down the field for the Wildcats. Was that Justin Allen?
Nope, Jaden Gutierrez.
Jaden Gutierrez. A little hard for me to see him. I'm about 100 yards up, and it's a long way over there.
He was covering number 6, Caden Cordova, and turned around, almost had an INT on that.
He did. So good adjustment at the last second by Gutierrez. So it'll be 3rd down and 10, ball at the Lovington 44-yard line. Lovington D has given up a 1st down, would like to keep it right there. You got to think, though, Coach Ramirez is going to go for it if it gets to 4th down. Good snap, Culpepper with it. Backside pressure comes. He lets it fly and incomplete. As good defense on the receiver by Bronx Areola and great backside pressure for the Wildcats over there, too, as they hit Culpepper right as he let fly, incomplete, and now it'll be decision time for Coach Ramirez. Who are we kidding? He's going for it.
Yeah, over there on coverage, on Dallas Cardenas was over here.
Yeah, it was Areola with the pressure and then Cardenas across the field.
Exactly.
And they will show a punt. They're going to try and pin Lovington back. It's a sidewinder punt. It's going to bounce inside the 10 and then take a sideways wobble, and Portales will down it right at the 10. So winds up being a 34-yard punt, and the Cats are pinned back deep in their own territory, but the defense stepped up. Now let's see what the offense can do on their first possession of the night. No score in this one, 10:09 to go in the first quarter. And so it'll be Matthew Prudencio to lead his squad out.
Sorry, I was checking the score bug and making sure everything was okay on that as we
Four receiver set for the Wildcats. Single back in the backfield is Cardenas. Prudencio to pass, looking left, throwing left, and that one in and out of the hands at midfield of the intended target. A little bit of contact down the field, but I think it was mutual.
Yeah,
as Rivero, Yeah,
Elijah Rivero, and the contact was from Antonio Bonilla, number 5, who was on him tight.
And the ball a little bit behind him. Good adjustment for Rivero to try and go get it. So they're just going to call the incidental contact, no flag, and it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats. Not a lot of secrets between these two squads, even with the new coaching staff in place in Lovington. 3 receiver set this time. They're going to go a little bit jumbo, 2 tight ends. Hand it to Cardenas. He's going to sweep to the left side, turns it up across the 15 to the 16-yard line before a gang tackle happens. It'll be a pickup of 6. Coming out from the bottom of that pile was Dallas Lozano, but Cardenas gets 6. That puts him back in front of the chains, and it'll be 3rd down and 4. No, 3rd and 4 for the Cats out at the 16-yard line. Give them another yard out to the 17.
That was a nice carry by on Dallas, as he's just got he's got what I call impulse speed, and he can he really turns on a dime, can change directions and zigzag across the field.
Stack them in tight on the right side, single back in the backfield. Prudencio with it, throws the wide receiver, screening in and out of the hands of his intended target, Ryan Weiser.
The Kyler Reeves, number 7.
Oh, that was 7, not 2. You're right. Stupid.
Yeah,
I'm going to keep blaming the stupid trifocals.
Well, you're at quite a distance over there, so.
It's not as bad as when we played out at Blackwater Draw, but it'll be 4th down and punt time for the Wildcats. As back deep to receive again will be Lopez. So the Cats go 3 and out on their opening possession. Send a man in motion. That is Gutierrez. High snap. It is handled, and the kick is away, and it is a good one. Going to bounce at the 45, take a Wildcat bounce inside Portales territory, and back inside the 40 to the 38. And a very, very good punt for Patrick Sanchez, and that will not exactly flip the field, but you feel okay about it. Pinning Portales back at their own 38-yard line.
Yeah, not the kind of opening possession and drive that the Cats wanted, but not a disaster either. It just kind of feels like these two teams are sort of feeling each other out.
Well, you would expect nothing less of these two squads. Trips to the left, single receiver to the right this time. Culpepper is the quarterback. Deep back with him is Lozano. Lovington shows blitz, hand it to Lozano, and he had room up the middle. They didn't pick up the blitzer, and that left the hole open and inside Lovington territory and down to the 45-yard line. It'll be a 17-yard gain for Lozano. That's one thing Lovington has had some trouble with the last 7-8 years, is giving up that big play, the running play right up the gut, especially on a blitz. A lot of times teams know it, and they just let the blitzer go through, and there is nobody on the second level to get to the running back.
It just parts it like, the water.
Trips to the right side, single receiver to the left. Handed off Lujan in the game for the first time, and he is driven sideways and backwards. Kyler Reeves in on the stop. Patrick Sanchez helping out there too. Lujan goes sideways, gets a yard on his first carry of the ball game. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, Reeves Sanchez sandwich there. Caught him early. Lovington's D really sniffed that out quickly, and if they can make Portales go 3 and out from this point, that would be awesome. They'd like to get the football back.
One thing about Culpepper, though, he is a very quick release, and he's been with these receivers a long time. They'll bring him in closer to the line this time on the left side. Single back in the backfield. It is going to be Lozano this time, and it'll be the keeper. The option look, and not much doing there for Culpepper. He'll wind up with a yard out of that one before backside pressure comes in.
Bronx Areola took him down.
Good job by Areola trailing him down the line. Also in on the chase was Jaden Garcia. So now an important 3rd down and 8 for the Rams and for the Cats defense. 7.5 minutes to go. Might think about that little crossing route or something over the middle. Just something, a quick hit, get it in the hands of your skilled players and let them run. Lovington does a lot of that too. Cats are going to put 3 men across the front. They've only got 2 tight end, or rather 2 linebackers coming. Looks like Lovington just going in the 3-2 base as Culpepper rolls near side. Pressure comes, throws it, has a man at the 35, to the 30, to the 25, and chased down from behind. Lopez all the way down, and they're going to say stepped out at the 22-yard line. It'll be a 22-yard completion to Tommy Lopez, and it'll be a 1st down for Portales.
You talked about both, the big play and about how Culpepper is able to get rid of that football very quickly. A bullet of a throw, and that was successful.
From the 22-yard line, deep inside Wildcat territory. Rams driving. Low snap. Culpepper picks it up off the turf and then just dives forward to the 20. Turns a busted play into positive yardage. 2nd down and 8.
Damian Munoz brought him down, although he was really just diving for the turf, knowing that that was such a low snap. He had to just pick it up and dive forward.
So 1 yard officially on the play. 2nd down and 9. 6:40 remaining here in the scoreless first quarter. With Don Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle. Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing. Twins left, Twins right. Lovington looks like they're going to bring the quarter blitz. Culpepper with it, tosses it, has a man out of the backfield, and that will be a big hit on Dallas Lozano, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be a completion, but they might give him a yard. Yep, they're going to give him a yard on the completion. So Lozano got blown up over here on the near side. Lovington, nice job sniffing that out with Olguin and also Rivero.
And, and also Reeves and Weiser were all over there.
So now it'll be 3rd down and 8 from the 20-yard line. Cats defense trying to hold as Portales enters the Wildcat red zone. 3 receiver set, right side again. Blitz comes. Culpepper is hit and dropped. Falls forward again. Gets about a yard out of it, but one of the big boys up front, that was Jose Juarez, the senior, up on the line. Stops Culpepper for no gain, and it'll be 3rd down and 8
It was a good stop, but it was it was a low snap, and it looked like Culpepper took his eye off it for a moment. He just barely saved that around his knees, kind of picked it up from his
knees. The Lovington red zone, Portales will go for it. 4th down and 8 from the 20-yard line. 3 receivers right, single receiver to the left, trying to get the hard count done. Blitz comes, Culpepper with it, throws the sideline route, cutting underneath it and picking it off. Alec Olguin will have the interception.
Nice.
Down at the 1-yard line, the INT, and it'll be Cat football. That's one of them, Dawn. You put it down as a turnover, but Lovington would have been better off. Olguin just turning around and knocking that one down, because it was 4th down. They'd have had it at the 20 instead of at the 1.
Better field position on it, sure. And now they're in the shadow of their own end zone, and it's dangerous. They're going to have to really try to get a big gain on this first play.
Yeah, you want to get out of the shadow of your own end zone, and Cardenas is definitely a runner who can do it. 1st and 10 from their own 1-yard line. Empty set in the backfield. Prudencio going to be throwing it. Good snap with it, good protection, has time, throws it underneath and skips it in as the pocket broke down, and Portales started coming in with him. Finally, Lozano found some room and came in. Intended target was Rivero, incomplete, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, he was just about 2 steps behind where he needed to be able to lean forward and pick that one up before it hit the turf. So they'll try again. Again, great protection. Matt had tons of time to try to get rid of that ball.
He did, but good coverage for Portales.
Yep.
Always give credit where credit is due.
That's true.
And so that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. Clock stops just under 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Twins to the right side, hand it to Cardenas. He'll cut it back across the middle and is hit and dropped after a 2-yard gain. Tried to cut it back inside and did, but there was somebody there waiting for him. One of the big boys up front for the Rams. Turn around, young man, so I can see your number.
I think Salgado? Was it 88 Salgado? Or?
It was either Salgado or it might have been Ruben Evans.
Okay, maybe it had been 72 Rodriguez as well. They were all up there. They're big guys right across the front line for Portales.
So it'll be 3rd down and 8 for the Wildcats, still pinned deep in their own territory after the INT. An unexpected defensive battle here early. Cardenas will go onto the left shoulder of Prudencio. Twins left, Twins right. Prudencio with it, good coverage, slings one up, has a man, and that one is going to be fought for and complete out at the 29-yard line as Gutierrez battles and takes it away from Caden Cordova. Move the chains, 1st down Cats.
Kyler Reeves actually caught that.
Oh, that was Reeves. I saw 14 come out, so Reeves will get it, and they'll go from the 4 to the 30. That is a 26-yard gain and the first down of the ball game for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that really ignited the fans over here. Lovington not only traveled well, I mean, they're filling the stands over here in the guest side, but they are noisy and in a good way.
From the 29-yard line officially. Empty set in the backfield this time for Prudencio. Send Gutierrez in motion. They'll pitch it to him on the end around and some room to the 39 out near the 40-yard line before Gutierrez is popped down out of bounds. Jaden on the end around is going to pick up. Let's see where they spot it. Going to be close to 1st down yardage.
This was one of those cases where he ran a lot further to the sideline than he did upfield. But we'll take it. It was still a positive gain and near 1st down.
Going to say he was knocked out of bounds after an 8-yard gain. So 8 yards on the wide receiver end around. And it'll be 2nd down and 2. Well, goes out of bounds. Clock stops. 3:52 remaining in a scoreless first quarter. From here in Portales on this beautiful evening for football, going into the Labor Day weekend. So 2nd and 2 for the Cats. From the 36-yard line, still in their own territory. Cardenas is the deep back. Prudencio with it. Fake the handoff. Now he looks to pass. Steps up in the pocket. Now he's going to be flushed.
Dangerous.
Rolls to the left side. Tosses it. And that was a sailor that was very dangerous.
Yeah.
His intended target on the far side was Weiser.
Yep. And it
was overthrown and good backside pressure.
By Caden Cordova reached up and almost grabbed that wobbler out of the air.
And the backside pressure being applied by Rigoberto Olguin. So now it'll be 3rd down and 2 for the Wildcats.
Gotta convert.
Yes, you do. Of course, Portales, the number 1 team in Class 4A. Lovington, the defending 4A champs and number 2 in 5A this year. With Reeves at the tight end position, shifts to the left side. Good snap, handed off. Cardenas on the left side sweep is hit right at the first down marker. It is going to be close. It'll all depend on the spot.
Yeah, he got back, but I think he got enough to just get the first down. I think
you got to get the nose of the ball to the 40 from what it looks like up here.
Yeah, I think he got it, but we'll see.
Yep, the white cap is pointing, so.
All right.
Nope, he's saying fourth down.
Got to be inches. Got to be inches.
Nope, they gave it to him. They changed their mind, so that
right.
means, and I've really got to start doing this in pencil. It'll be a 2-yard gain and move the chains. First down, Wildcats.
Again, nice drive they've got going. They need to just continue moving the chains forward, march down the field, and look to get in the end zone.
From the Wildcat 39, it'll be the pitch coming near side. Looking for some room and nowhere to go. Is swarmed under as Cardenas back at the 35.
That's Olguin.
Olguin back at the 35.
Hard down. Got swarmed by about 3 or 4.
He did, and coming up from the bottom of the pile, Manny Chavez is Olguin. If he can find some open space, is dangerous, but he just found a 4-yard loss on that one, 2nd and 14.
Gideon Smith also in on that stop for Portales.
So that'll be 2nd down and 14 for the Wildcats. Still no score in this one. A fast-moving first quarter, 2 minutes and 21 seconds remaining.
Did you notice I don't think, have we had any penalties? I don't think we are penalty-free.
Yeah. Empty set in the backfield, Twins to the right side, the hard count, and they jumped you. The announcer's curse bit Portales, Dawn.
You know, the echo from my words is still hanging out in the air there, about we're penalty-free, free, and whistle, flag.
And so it'll be offsides on the Rams. So that'll get them what they lost back, plus a yard or so. A 2nd down and a long 8, short 9. Ball from the 41-yard line. Lovington still trapped in their own territory, but they're turning this into a long drive.
Yeah.
The offense trying to kind of find a little rhythm here.
It's not terrible to eat clock, but as long as your possession ends up with a score on the board.
Couple of tight ends in the ballgame. This one of them in motion. That's Reeves from the right to the left. Fake the handoff. Prudencio keeps it himself. Hold up the middle. Stutter step across the 50 and first down for the Wildcats. 10 yards on the quarterback keeper for Prudencio. Caden Cordova hits him hard, but Matthews says, all right, I'll just take it myself and move the chains for the blue and white.
I really think it was designed, as the keeper.
Yeah, it was a design run.
Yeah, he held the ball out and then ran for it. I mean, he watched as he got a couple of blocks in front of him, and that play was designed very nicely.
And so that will put Lovington inside Portales territory for the first time tonight. Comes with 1:45 remaining in the first. Twins to the right, single receiver to the left, tight ends in the ball game, split backs in the backfield. Move Reeves in closer. Prudencio, actually it'll be the Wildcat call, and that'll be Gutierrez, and he's going to be across, or is that Olguin?
No, it's Gutierrez.
It's Gutierrez, I thought so, and he's going to have 11 yards on the Wildcat and move the chains once again for Lovington, their 4th first down.
I like that. A couple of surprising, plays that we haven't seen yet, back-to-back, and I think they caught Portales by surprise. Love the quarterback keeper, and it was executed well, and now the Wildcat, again, very well, and
they will come out, and they will have the split backs once again with Gutierrez and Cardenas. Prudencio waits on the snap. Portales shows blitz, high snap, keeping it himself and coming around the near side. That is Olguin this time, and he gets to the sideline where he is knocked down, but not before he picks up 13. And another chain mover for the Wildcats, and the hit that time on the near side was put on by Salgado, the outside linebacker. So 13 yards for Olguin, and that is the 5th first down for Lovington.
Yeah, he is just so quick. Again, he's one of those, he moves in a blur. It looks like he's just taken a couple of steps and zoom. He's got 10, 12 yards, and just like that. It's great.
So the Wildcats eating some time and finding some offensive rhythm. 1st and 10 from the Portales 25-yard line. Cats moving from left to right. That is north to south. Here at Greyhound Stadium. Trips left, single receiver to the right. Send a man in motion. They will hand it off to that motion man. That is Cardenas. He's going to bounce it back to the left. Gets almost a block in the back, but now he's in the open field to the 10, to the 5, heading to the corner, runs over a man and to the pylon. 6 on the board. Touchdown, Wildcats. Dallas Cardenas on what was supposed to be a receiver end around, cuts it back the other way and gets a good block down the field and takes it home 25 yards out, and the Cats draw first blood.
That's amazing. He thought, okay, I ran out of room here. I'll just turn around, go the other way, and he did.
No holding on the play.
Right.
There was very close to an illegal block in the back, and the Lovington player realized, his back's turned, I can't touch him, and let him go.
Yeah.
And that kept that and made it a touchdown.
Got good support from Alex Rivera and Damian Munoz from the line.
Aranda on to attempt the extra point out of the old gain, and the snap is good.
Yeah.
The kick is up, and it is good. And with 48 seconds remaining in the first quarter, Lovington strikes first. Wildcats 7, Rams nothing. Wildcat football continues in a moment on Z94 KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. On Dallas, Cardenas takes a wide receiver end around, reverses field, and gets a couple of good blocks, takes it 25 yards to the house. And with 48 seconds to go in the first quarter, Lovington leading this one 7-0 after the Aranda extra point. Caleb on to kick it away as you've got Lozano and Lopez back deep to receive the Wildcat kickoff. Welcome back to Portales. With Don Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle, a high end-over-ender into the night skies. That one will be fielded back at the 15, to the 20, to the 25. On his feet, and Lopez and coughs the ball up, and it goes back inside the 20, but one of the Rams flies back through. That was Bonilla, as a huge hit put on by the Wildcat D that jarred that one loose, and almost a disaster for Portales. Lovington, by the way, on that last drive, it was a 99-yard 6-minute drive for the Wildcats.
That's ball control right there, and they just feel like they really settled in. You nailed it when you said offensive rhythm. They settled in, and they just deliberately, they marched down the field and got into the end zone, and I like that.
So now Portales going to try to answer. Culpepper with 3 receivers to the right, a single one to the left. That's what they often do. From that place, they'll throw the wide receiver screen far side. It'll be complete and with some room out across the 25 to the 30. And a first down for Portales. They're going to give him 11. Who caught that, Dawn?
That was number 7, Jacob Valencia.
So his first catch tonight. And it's good for 11 yards and the 4th first down for Portales. Gets out of bounds, stops the clock with 34 seconds to go. Here in the first quarter, they'll say he stepped out at the 28-yard line, but still a big gain for the Rams. First down and 10. Culpepper going to stack 3 receivers left this time. Single back in the backfield is Lozano. Wildcats show blitz. Culpepper rolls near side. Hit the backfield and drop back at the 18-yard line as the Wildcats will have their first sack of the night. And a big job by Kyler Reeves.
Yep.
And so that's going to move him back a 9-yard sack.
He just sidestepped a tackle on him. He sidestepped and just lunged and went right for the jugular.
Yep,
went
got
right
around
for
the block.
Yeah.
And we actually, saw a couple of years ago during a playoff game, it was a couple of sacks late that sealed that one for the Wildcats here at Greyhound Stadium back then. And that'll end the first quarter of play. Lovington 7, Portales nothing. You're listening to and watching the Lovington Wildcats here on Z94 KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Back in 1 minute. Back here in Portales, start of the second quarter as we flip the field. Lovington with a 7-0 lead in this rematch of last year's state title game. Not a playoff game this year, not even a district game this year, but it is still two rivalries and one of the greatest rivalries in the land of enchantment. So as we got ready for the second quarter, last play of the first quarter was a 9-yard sack, Kyler Reeves on Paxton Culpepper, and so that sets up second down and 19 as we start this second half of action. With Dawn Morgan Fieldside, I'm TJ Miracle. Evie Stuber, Manny V in studio, keeping an eye and an ear on things. So Culpepper with his heels on his own 15-yard line, barks it out, gets it, good snap. Has protection, steps up in the pocket, lets fly, comes to the near side, fighting for position and knocked away at the last moment. Great defense down the field by Aiden Nunez as he knocked that one away from Xavier Tarpeth, and incomplete. Now 3rd and 19 for the Rams.
Nice coverage, and he turned around. I mean, it was clean, it was legal, and it saved a TD. That's awesome.
Or at least a big gain one way or the other. So
trying to make him even more of a hero. He did well enough, but worst case scenario, could have gone in.
It could have. So it'll be a 3rd down and 19. Crucial 3rd down. Portales want to keep this drive alive. Going to try and convert 3rd and long. Always a tough one. Lovington in man coverage. Good snap. Rolling to the right side. Culpepper. He's pressured on the backside. Comes around. Tucks it. Takes it himself. He's up across the 25 to the 27-yard line before the Cats will knife him down. Patrick Sanchez, as he got the 9. He lost on the sack back, but it'll be 4th down and 10. I've got to think punt time for Coach Ramirez, and we've got a player down for Portales, and that is Culpepper, I think, and he is not a happy camper.
It was a crunch. It was a clean hit, but it was a crunch.
And an injury timeout. His helmet is off. We will be back in 1 minute as Wildcat football continues in a moment. On 4th down, as Paxton Culpepper is carried off of the field. Certainly hope he's okay, and it will be punt time with Joel Lujan on to attempt the punt. For Portales, it's a bad snap. He'll get it and get it away under pressure, and it is a beaut. A high end-over-ender. Lovington going to muff it, but picked up on the rugby bounce by
Gutierrez.
And he manages to make something out of it, but very dangerous. If that ball hits any differently, it bounces away from him. As it is, it bounced back up into his chest. So, not what they wanted to see as they are working on Paxton Culpepper down in the bench area of Portales, and you certainly hope, and I know the Ram faithful hope that young man can come back. So good field position for the Wildcats as they'll take over 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line, leading this one 7-0.
Just barely into this second quarter.
So the Cats finally got the offensive rhythm going after the 99-yard drive. Their last possession of the first quarter. The Lovington will come it out. Stack everybody in tight on the right side. Single receiver to the left. That's Sanchez, and they'll just toss it on the pitch out to Cardenas. Has some room, and still on his feet, crosses into Portales territory and across the 45 and down to the 44-yard line. It'll be a pickup 4 of 11 for Dallas and move the chains. 1st down, Wildcats.
And could have had even more. Bonilla stopped him, and had Bonilla not reached out and stopped him, there was open field right in front of Dallas, for sure.
So now inside Portales territory, first down and 10 from the Ram 44-yard line, 43-yard line. 5-4, yeah, 43. 4 receivers, twins left, twins right. Prudencio with it. Steps back, now steps up in the pocket, lets it fly down the far sideline, has a man in stride across the 20 to the 15, and the ball out at the last minute.
Gutierrez.
And Gutierrez, are they going to say catch and then he fumbled out of bounds, or are they going to say incomplete?
I don't know.
They're bringing it back. They're going to say he never had possession of it, so incomplete.
He caught it, but he was on the run, and he kind of shifted it, trying to get it almost behind him, and he lost it.
Yeah, they're going to say he never fully had possession of it. So,
but there were footsteps. I mean, Cordova and Lopez were right there, and it's a good thing that he was so close to being out of bounds.
Interesting note: Matthew Prudencio is just 1 of 6 so far in this ball game for 26 yards. So it'll be second down and 10 from the Ram 43. Cats trying to get back on the march. Trips to the right side. Good snap, fake the handoff. Throw it over the middle.
Nice.
Has a man wide open across the 30.
Ogeen.
Down to the 25-yard line. Ogeen with it. Alec with the shake and bake move. He's going to pick up 23. Nope, make that 18. There we go, and move the chains. First down, Wildcats.
Boy, I like that play. I mean, I think it was in Prudencio's hands for maybe half a second before he got rid of it. A nice, perfect little toss, just a short
that's
distance.
something they did a lot.
Great.
That's something they did a lot last week against Hobbs. Was they just the little quick pass, find the open guy, just the little quick pass, and it got him a lot of yards. First and 10 for the Wildcats. Their 7th first down of the ball game. Knocking on the door of the Portales red zone. High snap. Hand it to Cardenas. He goes right side, has some room. Inside the 20, 10, 15, 5, and into the end zone. Put 6 on the board. Touchdown Wildcats. The running back sweep on Dallas Cardenas. He will take it home from 25 yards out for the second time tonight. And the Cats go up 13-0.
Juarez, Bishop, Rivera were in on key blocks to open up a lane, and on Dallas went right through it and right into the end zone.
So it'll be Aranda time for the point after with 9:53 remaining. 2 25-yard touchdown scampers for on Dallas Cardenas. That one set up by an 18-yard first down completion to Alec Olguin on the crossing route. And Portales brings everything in the kitchen sink, but Aranda still gets it off in time and good. And with 9:53 remaining in the first half, Lovington 14, Portales nothing. Wildcat football continues in 1 minute on Z94, KZOR, and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. .25 yards on Dallas Cardenas. The point after is good, and the Wildcats are up by 2 scores, 14-0, as Aranda kicks that one high end over end. Fielded back at the 5 to the 10 to the 15 and out to the 20-yard line on the return before the Wildcats bring him down. Justin Allen on that stop. Also coming down was Mayan Bustillos. So first and 10 from the 20. That's where Portales will take over. And let's see if we've got a new quarterback in the ball game, as Culpepper went down injured on the last time up, and it looks like he may still be over here on the sidelines. Dawn?
Yeah, I think there's a new QB. But I'll tell you,
that is going to be Lozano, I bet. He's listed as their backup, so, and that'll put Joel Lujan in as the running back. So Lozano takes over, pulling the trigger, and he'll just take it himself, and he is hit behind the line, but just moves forward and takes a couple of cats with him out for 5 yards as Lozano, his first snap at the quarterback position, gets 5.
He found a little room as Joel Lujan really actually sort of clipped a guy, and I'm surprised Lozano he was able to just kind of bull through, find a little room, and get some positive yards out of it.
Trips to the left side, single receiver to the right. Lozano in at the quarterback position. He's not as tall. We haven't seen his arm tested, and he'll just hand it off to Lujan, and he is hit at the line and driven backwards as the Cats on the gang tackle. No gain. Well, they're going to give Lujan forward progress of a yard, but a good job by the big boys up front. Jaden Garcia in on that, and
71, Gabriel Maldonado.
So now it'll be 3rd down and 4 for Portales. 8:40 remaining in the first half. The Lozano stays in at the quarterback, and it'll be an empty set this time. 4 receivers to the left side now, a single receiver to the right. Lovington shows blitz. Lozano with it, going to take it himself, is hit in the backfield in a shoestring tackle. He'll go down back at the 23-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard loss.
Jose Juarez actually keyed in on him and went back and swept him down for the loss. Nice.
And it's not a sack. It was a designed quarterback run, but a 3-yard loss. And so that'll bring up 4th down and 7, and you got to think punt time for Portales.
Yeah, their punter is out on the field.
Yeah, they have Lujan out to punt. Gutierrez back deep to receive, and it is high into the high plains night. Gutierrez fields it at the 38, brings it back across to the 45. Coming sideways this time now to the 50, draws contact to the 48-yard line as Gutierrez just put the shoulder down and bowled over and met. It was 2 Rams going, button heads. Jacob Valencia, number 7 on the stop. But yeah, I mean, that was a huge collision.
Yeah, it was. And see, it looked like a 2, and you could see the 7 more than the 2 that it looked like to me. So.
Yeah, I got the angle on it when it got up, so.
Our number 7 coming off on this one as Reeves comes out, and Weiser and Prudencio getting out there to start Lovington offensive drive again.
Cardenas is the lone back, and he'll move over to the right shoulder of Matthew Prudencio. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Matthew waits on the snap. It's a good one. 3-step drop. Pressure comes. Lets it fly. Coming left sideline and overthrows his intended target. And I don't know what happened there, as it looked like Sanchez was running a flag route. He kind of just pulled up and peeled over to the sideline, and that was, I guess, meant to be a fly route or a go route. And the Portales cornerback over here got the message, but Lovington didn't. Very fortunate that wasn't an INT.
Yeah, and I'm trying to see his number if he'll turn around.
I believe that's Xavier Tarpeth, number 3.
Number 3, yeah, you're right. Just couldn't see his jersey from here, but it is. Yeah, it's a good thing that was actually it overthrew both of them. So
yeah, I think if he doesn't turn off on that flag and Tarpeth doesn't have a little stutter step, he keeps flying, he would have been right on. Hand it off near side. Cardenas gets a block to the 45 and run out of bounds near side at the 40-yard line, and he goes rolling through the Portales line. It'll be a pickup of, let's see where they're going to put him. They're going to put him right at the 40. So it'll be an 8-yard gain for Cardenas. 3rd down and 2 for the Wildcats. As I get back to the right sheet here.
It's that good sneaky speed.
Cardenas with 80 yards on 7 carries. So 3rd down and a short 2, long 1, as they will put him inside. So give him 9 officially. So 3rd down and 1 for the Wildcats. 7:40 remaining here in the first half. Lovington trying to tack on to a 14-0 lead. Little confusion in the backfield, but they hadn't said anything. And whistles will sound, and timeout going to be taken by Coach Bailey, and I think that's a smart timeout.
Very much so, because they were still scrambling and confusion, I think, about what play it was they were running, and players were still trying to get into position.
And while we have a moment, I'd like to say a big thank you to all the good folks who make Wildcat football possible on Z94 KZOR. And on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Couldn't do it without Bob's Thriftway, Eastern New Mexico University. We're on their field and they're sponsoring us. Thank you, guys. Also, welcome aboard Battle Energy. Eunice Pump and Supply, Miko Services, Man Welding, Cannon Safety, welcome aboard. The Lovington Schools, Devon Energy, Stone Oilfield Services, First American Bank of Lovington, the Miko Companies, Lovington Auto Supply, Napa, Master Plumbers, and the Lee County Electric Cooperative. We appreciate them making it possible for us to bring you Wildcat Sports here on Z94 and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. If you're watching on the YouTube channel and you haven't already, remember every 1,000 subscribers pulls $100 out of my pocket, and I give it to one of those subscribers. Who's going to be our next $100 winner? Well, it could be you. So make sure you subscribe to the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. That way somebody can get my money, and tell your friends and family too. This doesn't come from the sponsors, doesn't come from the station. It's just out of my pocket as a way of saying thanks for subscribing and supporting the Wildcats on YouTube. So out of the Wildcat timeout, trips to the left. He'll put Gutierrez in motion, and rolling to the right side is Prudencio, looking, has a man wide open at the 20, cutting it back at the 15, to the 10, and to the 7-yard line, still on his feet, to the 5, to the 3, to the 2, to the 1, 6 on the board, touchdown Wildcats. Gutierrez 39 yards out.
But there is a flag.
Uh-oh, that has probably the feelings of a hold. So it may wipe, or we may, I don't know. We'll see.
I think it was
the field.
I think it was when Portales had 2 or 3 guys trying to bring Gutierrez down.
Maybe a potential horse collar. I don't know. Lovington's backing off though.
Yeah, Coach Bailey was saying, "Hey, let's he didn't want these guys to."
They're talking about it.
Yeah, he wanted his guys to move away and not get into any verbal discourse with Portales.
So it will be.
It could be unsportsmanlike conduct.
Personal foul and sportsmanlike face mask on the Portales Rams, and so the touchdown should stand. They can choose to decline that penalty, and if they do, it'll be a touchdown.
The refs are all talking about it here. They talked and
now
told
they're going to come over and
Coach
talk
Bailey.
to Coach Ramirez. Should be touchdown Wildcats, 39 yards out. Coach Ramirez, I think, is saying no, when he had the personal foul, it was play over, and he would argue that.
I think that they're going to rule it that he was down at the 3-yard line when the personal foul happened.
Unless his knee went down and a whistle sounded, and I didn't hear one. Did you hear a whistle? You're much closer than I am.
Yeah, I think it certainly may have. I think it happened before he was able to get back on his feet and turn around and get in the end zone. So
Coach Ramirez is still over arguing about it.
Yeah, I think that they're going to spot it at the 3, and
well, it'll be a first down then instead of a touchdown.
So first and goal at the 3.
Gutierrez 36 yards. And surprisingly, it seems he's been everywhere tonight.
Oh, at the 2. They're going to spot it at the 2. Put the nose on the 2.
So it'll be a 34-yard completion. So it'll be a first and goal from the 2-yard line for the Wildcats. But Jaden Gutierrez, man, I hate having to scratch that touchdown out of the book. But it'll be first and goal from the 1-yard line, basically, because then half the distance to the goal on the penalty.
Right.
Now the Cats going to spread them out. Prudencio in the backfield. Hands it off on the end around, and stretching out is Gutierrez. They're going to get Jaden his touchdown one way or another, and he'll run it in, put 6 on the board. Touchdown Wildcats. Jaden Gutierrez does get the TD that time. And the Wildcats are rolling up 20-0 with the point after to come. 7 minutes to go, first half. I'm glad they got Jaden his touchdown on that.
Yeah, and he was able to reach and stretch his elbows and get that football into the end zone there. So, yeah, I think I was about to say, I think it's just a matter of time. Lovington was going to punch it in one way or the other, and I'm glad that Jaden.
So it'll be Aranda on to attempt the extra point. And the snap is good, the hold is good, the kick is up, and it is good. And with 7:02 remaining in the first half of play, Lovington 21, Portales nothing. Wildcat football continues in 1 minute on KZOR. Jaden Gutierrez, and then it sets up a 1-yard run by Gutierrez on the end around after they said he was stopped short of the goal line on a personal foul face mask. They still got Jaden his TD, and the Cats' point after is good from Aranda, makes it a 21-0 lead for Lovington. 7 minutes remaining in the first half. High end over ender, but not that deep. Portales going to field it at the 10. Bring it out to the 15, to the 20, looking for some running room, and to the 20 is as far as Tarpeth can bring it back, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Rams. If you are just joining us, the Rams all-everything quarterback Paxton Culpepper out of this ball game with an injury. Now, you certainly hope that that young man is going to be okay. And taking over for him has been Dallas Lozano. Lozano, his first trip out on the last possession didn't go really like the Rams would want it to. And so it'll be 1st and 10 for Lozano. Good snap. Dallas to the near side. Option pitch to Lujan to the 25. And then Lovington will bump him out with Sanchez. And let's see. That was Sanchez and Rivero. So it'll be a pickup for Lujan of 5 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down and 5. Welcome back, Dawn.
Yeah, thank you.
You changed that battery with light speed.
It felt forever because you had a couple of plays that ran that I wasn't up there on the sideline for. But yep, back.
So it'll be 2nd down and 5. Twins to the left, twins to the right. Option look once again. Lozano opts to keep it himself. Lovington stays home and hits him as he crosses the line of scrimmage. Going to give him forward progress for about 2 yards or so on the keeper. And it'll bring up a 3rd down, and we'll call it 3 or 4. Good coverage there, though, inside for the Cats. And Samuel Dean, one of the guys, actually that was Alex Rivera. The 9 and the 6 looked a little similar there for a second. But Alex, a good stop there to stay home and plug up the middle. 6 minutes, 15 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. And Portales will take a timeout with 6:14 to go first half. Lovington 21, Portales nothing. Wildcat football continues in 30 seconds. Here and Portales at Greyhound Stadium. Portales taking the timeout, facing a 3rd down and 4. I'm TJ Miracle, Don Morgan Fieldside update coming in from Cardinal Stadium. Back home in Lee County, Eunice all over Estancia, 62-12. That ball game is a final. Back here, Lovington up 21-0 as Lozano rolls left, looks to pass his first pass, and that one almost picked off. He overthrew his intended target, who had leaked out, was that Tarpeth down there?
No, Cordova.
Cordova had gone out and found a little soft spot, but just way overthrown, and it'll be incomplete, and so it'll be 4th down and punt time, you've got to think, for the Rams.
Yeah, good coverage over here as well on that. Number 9 had Rivero, had Weiser. Good coverage. They were within just a couple of steps, and somebody tipped it. I didn't see who.
Lujan back to punt. Good snap, good punt, and that one high end over ender. Gutierrez just going to let that one go over his head, and it'll take a Portales bounce inside the 30, inside the 25, down to the 24-yard line, where it'll be down by Cordova. And so a great punt there for Lujan, and it'll pin Lovington back deep with 5:58 remaining in the first half. But Lovington looking to add on to their lead here. Lovington would love nothing more than to maybe think about getting this one to running clock in the second half, but one score at a time, and weird things in this series have happened over the years. We've seen games both here and at our place where one team comes out and looks like they're going to run away with it, and then the other one comes out and runs away with the second half, and it becomes a barn burner at the end. So Don't go anywhere. Let's just leave it that way.
Don't count those chickens either. Lovington's got to continue to really focus.
Weiser will be the running back in this time, and they'll send Reeves in motion from one side to the other in the tight end. Gutierrez on the end around. He'll take it, has some room, and upended at the 30-yard line. Good play there by that defensive back over there. I didn't catch his number, who came over and upended him. I think that was Lujan who upended him.
Salgado, number 88, Tommy Salgado, yeah.
All right, well, it's a pickup of 5 for Gutierrez on another end around. He's got 4 carries for 25 yards. Second down and 5 for the Cats. 5.5 remaining first half. Lovington with a 3-touchdown lead, looking to add to it. Lovington in tight, high snap, hand it to Weiser. A little stutter step, goes right, tries to come back left, but right in to the teeth of the Portales defense. Weiser no gain on the play for Rhino.
Yeah,
and it'll be third down and 5.
Ran into a rugby scrum there and just moved him, stood him up, moved him back.
So 3rd and 5 for the Wildcats. Trying some new players and some new positions, and they can do that. Just work on a little depth here, up by 3.
Yeah, I like that. They've got Garcia in. They've got.
They can go a little deeper in the playbook too.
You bet.
Twins to the left, twins to the right. 2 tight ends in the ballgame. Portales shows blitz. High snap. Prudencio handles it. Gonna have to come around. Steps up, fires down the field to Rivero.
Yes.
In traffic, has
Got
it down at the 40-yard line in Portales territory. And that's gonna be 10, 20, 30, 33 yards to Rivero and move the chains. First down, Wildcats.
Wow, he had to fight Bonilla for that, but he won the fight. Just, hung on to that football. Snatched it out of those.
111 through the air now for Prudencio. Remember when earlier this half I said Matthew is 1 of 6 for 26 yards?
Yeah, he's made up for that, right?
Yeah, well now he's 4 of 10 for 111.
Nice.
So he has gotten it going. That completion to Rivero. Prudencio back, looks to pass. Great protection, comes near side, rolls to the left. Looking, fires, has a man in space. Olguin across the 25 to the 24-yard line. 13 yards to Olguin. Move the chains. First down, Wildcats. Second catch for Alec on the night.
Really nice. And Lovington some options. They had guys running. Prudencio, had a couple of choices there. Olguin was
and when you've got protection
place
like that,
yeah,
he can stand back there and just count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi.
The line really giving him a lot of time, but I have to say, he moves, he throws on the run very well. He really does.
Twins left, single receiver to the right. From the shotgun, and I think Lovington going to get the false start. First penalty of the night on the Wildcats, and it comes with 3:36 remaining here in the first half. So that'll move them back from 1st and 10 to 1st and 15.
They're playing a much cleaner game. Both Hobbs and Lovington had a lot of penalties and penalty yardage in their opener last Friday.
Well, they certainly did. Something I know Coach Bailey was going to work on cleaning up, and so far so good in that department. Sorry, Evie, I'll quit clicking my pen. So it'll be a 1st and 15, 3.5 to go. Portales shows blitz. Single back in the backfield. Prudencio going to change the play at the line. Going to audible out over whatever he had. Max protect in, hand it off. That's Cardenas. Stiff arms a man, goes around the right side. Crosses the 25 down to about the 22-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 7 for Cardenas. He's got 88 now on the ground on 8 carries. And got back the penalty yards plus some.
Yeah, I think it should be 2nd and 8 now, maybe.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah. We'll call it 2nd and 8. Good call. So 2nd and 8 for the Wildcats. 2:50 remaining in the half. Lovington going to be content to just, I think, keep it on the ground for the most part and eat some clock. Lovington will mix it up, though.
It's hard for them to be really patient, especially when they get this close to the end zone.
They
do
sniff
have
another
TV.
High-octane offense.
Yeah.
And hand it off. No, Prudencio keeps it himself. He'll take it around the right side. He gets it to the 11-yard line. The ball pops out. And Portales acts like they've got it.
I think they whistled the ball down first before it popped out. I think that's what the ref is saying.
And so it'll be an 11-yard gain on the keeper for Prudencio, and it'll be the 11th first down for the Wildcats, and they will have it 1st and 10 from the 11, but the Cats getting a bit of a break there as that one popped out after Prudencio hit the turf.
And he got hit for a couple 3 Rams right here ready and took him down hard, so it's not surprising that ball popped out, but luckily he was down before.
First and 10 from the 12. Wildcats deep inside Portales territory. Prudencio rolls right, looks back, throws it at the goal line. And
it is. They're going to say not complete. Reeves caught it, but let's see.
They're going to say maybe the ground trapped it.
I think so. They're going to say that he was too close to the ground and that.
It skipped off the ground. That was the signal I got from the back judge. So incomplete. And so it'll be second down. Second and 10 from the 12.
Very, very close, though. That was really nice and nicely played. I mean, Reeves really had to keep his eye on that ball, and he was getting hit from behind, and he could not stay up off the turf.
Dangerous pass, though. Prudencio threw that one into pretty heavy traffic. Twins to the left, twins to the right from the far hash mark. Man in motion, comes into the tight end position. That is Reeves. Hand it off, and Olguin hit in the backfield and winds up getting a couple of yards out of it before Portales goes flying and whistles sound. Ooh, I think flags have got to fly somewhere.
I don't know if it was a late.
One of the Portales players went jumping over the pile, and you're not supposed to do that.
Late hit, maybe, but I think
I don't see a flag on the play. They're just going to say play on, young man.
Yeah. But it was very close to that.
So it'll be 3rd down and 8 for the Wildcats. Well, they're going to say his knee went down at the 12, so no gain for Alec officially. So it'll be 3rd and 10 from the 12. If you're the no, there is a flag on this near side.
Okay.
And it will be.
I think it's
personal foul, and it will be personal foul. And they're showing a false start on Portales. You can't have a false start on defense. You can have an offside, but you can't. He signaled you can't have a personal foul false start. There's no such thing. And if there is, somebody please let me know. But he signaled the personal foul and then false start on the defense.
There's a lot of confusion. The refs are looking at each other, talking about it.
And I am not bashing on the refs.
No,
I mean, we don't get to play without them, but maybe
it's just a little confusion here about.
Maybe it was just the way he moved his arms, and it was the false start instead.
It's going to be 5-yard penalty.
They marked off half the distance to the goal, so it was a personal foul.
Yeah,
he cannot have meant that, and so that'll wipe out Alec, but it'll wind up in essence being a 5-yard penalty. So it'll be 2nd down again. So this time, though, it'll be 2nd down and 4 for the Wildcats. Move it up to the 6. I am confused. I know most people would say I stay confused.
Lovington still has the ball, and
2nd and 4 from the 6. That's the important thing. High snap, and Olguin will bat it out of the air and take it to the right side and put it in the corner of the end zone. 6 on the board. Touchdown, Wildcats. Alec Olguin takes a high snap, bobbles it, grabs it, turns on the jets, and goes around the right end and into the end zone. And the Wildcats take the 27-0 lead with 1:06 remaining in the first half.
He looked down as he looked at that right pylon and put his feet about 6 inches from that pylon, just in the corner, to be able to get that touchdown.
Score updates coming in from other Lee County games tonight in the second quarter. Santa Rosa over Jowl 22-7. And here's a shocker. Well, we'll talk about it in a second. The snap is bad, and having to just pick it up and eat it is Aranda. And so the point after, no good. And it's still 27-0, though, 1:06 to go first half. But late in the first half at Watson Stadium in Hobbs tonight on our sister station, Cool 95.7, the Hobbs Eagles leading the Artesia Bulldogs 14-13.
Ooh.
That's something.
Sounds like a barn burner there.
It certainly does. You're listening to the Lovington Wildcats on Z94 KZOR Hobbs Lovington, the Z94 KZOR app, and watching live on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, HobbsAmerica.com, and also on the Z94 Facebook page. See, Evie, I did get that ID in for you. I'm TJ Miracle, high above Al Whitehead Field at Greyhound Stadium. Don Morgan patrols the sidelines. Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing. Manny V learning the tricks of the trade from the very best in the business on the engineering and production side of things. Evie back in the studio. So thanks for being with us tonight wherever you are here in Southeast New Mexico, West Texas, and around the world in Wildcat Nation tonight. 27-0, Lovington in the lead. Alec Olguin, 6 yards on a Wildcat end around, or on a Wildcat sweep, I should say, and takes it home. The point after no good after a bad snap. So Aranda on to kick it away with 1:06 to go first half. Lovington will have the ball to start the second half. Portales won the opening toss and elected to receive. It's a line drive that is going to drive Tarpeth all the way back to the goal line. He'll bring it out to the 10 with some room to the 15. Tries to go sideways to the 17-yard line, and Lovington finds him and will drop him there. Under a minute to go first half. Of course, don't forget, coming up before we go to half, you'll have your Bob's Thriftway Coaches Conversation with Coach Josh Bailey. Some things I think he's going to be pretty happy about in the first half. With his team up 27-0, one of the big rivalry games here in the Land of Enchantment. So from the 17-yard line, Portales deep in their own territory, trying to get something moving along with backup quarterback Dallas Lozano in the ballgame after an injury to Paxton Culpepper. So 1st and 10. One thing about Coach Ramirez and this Portales team, there is no fight in them, and a late substitution coming in for Portales.
You mean no give up? That they're going to fight?
Yeah, they're
no
going to. They no give up. It's been a long week.
There you go.
On the end around and taking a play out of Lovington's playbook, getting it into the hands of Tarpeth, and he takes it across the 20 to the 22-yard line. So Tarpeth on the carry. I like that play, and he's going to pick up 6 on the play.
Tarpeth actually had the very first carry of the game for Portales tonight.
No, he didn't.
Oh, I thought it was.
That
Second,
was Lozano.
Oh, Lozano had the first.
That was his first carry, and they'll go the other way this time. But, yep, Lovington says, yep, we've seen this one. Caden Cordova swarmed under, and he's going to lose 4 of the 6 Tarpeth just got. And that should end the first half of play. And the Wildcat Big Blue Band preparing to march out onto the field. They win every halftime. Portales will also march here tonight. Portales just going to say, let's let this one end and let's head over and see what in the heck's going on and get the number of the train that hit us. Lovington leading this one 27-0. Rematch of last year's state championship game. Don Morgan will have Coach Bailey with your Bob's Thriftway halftime coaches conversation. As Don Morgan and Coach Bailey.
Coach Bailey, yeah, lots to, I think, be happy about. Halftime going into it 27-0. What did you think about the first half?
We're just playing real physical and real fast, and our energy's great, and that good things happen when you have great energy.
Yeah. What's going to be the message for these guys in that second half?
I watched the YouTube last week. Finish. Y'all made fun of that, but finish. That's always our answer, man. We want to finish better than everybody else. That's in our DNA at Lovington.
Yeah, and not making fun at all. It's just that we've heard that before,
yes,
but there's nothing wrong, nothing at all wrong with that. Yeah, cleaned up penalty situation first half, looking good. You guys going to try to get into running clock territory as soon as you can. You'll have the ball to start the second half.
Well, we're going to try to score. I mean, that's how we play, yes, ma'am. But if we can get some guys in towards the end of the game, we will. But, I mean, this is a good football team. We can't pretend like they're not, And so they had an unfortunate injury right there with Culpepper. He's one of the best players in the state. And so, obviously that's not easy to deal with. And so we'll have to play hard.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, your Bob's Thriftway Coaches Conversation. Don Morgan with Coach Bailey. Of course, we always appreciate Coach Bailey taking the time with us before, during, and after the game to talk with us from Bob's Thriftway. As the Wildcat Big Blue Band comes out on the field for their halftime performance. We will take this time out, come back with your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime report. Wildcat football continues in 3 minutes on Z94 KZOR. Back here in Portales, this is your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How Halftime Show from Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. When you need the Napa Know-How for your car, and trust me on this one, you will, get it from the good folks at Lovington Auto Supply. Lovington Auto Supply in Napa, get up and go. And that's pretty much what the Wildcat O did after their opening possession. Went 3 and out. Well, then they went and reeled off 27 points. They lead this one 27-0 over the Portales Rams. Let's take a look at the numbers in the first half of this one. We will start with Portales as Paxton Culpepper goes 3 of 9 for 34 yards. He did have an INT. Then he was injured. Dallas Lozano comes in and attempts one pass. It was incomplete. So from the look of the stat sheet, Portales' quarterbacks go a combined 3 of 10 for 34 yards, no touchdowns, and 1 interception in the first half. Leading receiver is Tommy Lopez, 1 catch for 22 yards. That's pretty much it. Valencia with 1 catch for 11 yards, and Lozano leaking out of the backfield caught 1 ball for a yard before he had to take over at the quarterback position. On the ground right now, Lozano is the leading rusher. He's got 5 carries for 25 yards. Culpepper, before he was injured, 6 carries for 9 yards. Lovington's D got to him 1 time. They had just 1 sack. Joel Lujan, 3 carries, 7 yards. Xavier Tarpeth, 1 carry, 6 yards. And Caden Cordova, 1 carry for -4 yards. So if you're keeping up with home, that is 34 cumulatively through the air, 43 on the cumulative side on the ground, 77 total yards for Portales in that first half. They were whistled for 3 penalties for 11 yards. And obviously no score in the ball game, no points in the first or the second. They got 4 first downs in the first half. Turning our attention to the Lovington Wildcats in the first half, Matthew Prudencio starts a little slow, but then picks it up at the end. He goes 5 of 12 for 124 yards, no touchdowns, and no INTs. Leading receiver right now, Alec Olguin, 2 catches for 31 yards. He has the most catches. Elijah Rivero with more yards, though. He's got 1 catch, 33 yards. Jaden Gutierrez with more yards, too. He's got 1 catch for 34 yards. Kyler Reeves with 1 catch for 26 yards. So that all adds up to 124. On the ground, the Wildcats have been grinding it out as Dallas Cardenas, 8 carries, 88 yards, and 2 touchdowns in the first half. Alec Olguin with 4 carries, 19 yards, and a touchdown. Jaden Gutierrez, 4 carries, 25 yards, and also a rushing touchdown. Yep, 1, 2, 3, that's all 4 touchdowns. And Prudencio himself on a couple of keepers, 2 carries for 21 yards, and he was not sacked in that first half. 124 through the air, 153 on the ground, means 277 total for Lovington. They were flagged 1 time for 5 yards in that first half, had 11 first downs, scored 7 points in the first and 20 in the second. That gets them to their 27 on the board. So 200 more yards than the Portales Rams in that first half, fewer penalties, and really pretty much you would say after that opening drive, Dawn, everything pretty much going the Wildcats' way.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely was a good first half for Lovington, offensively, defensively, special teams. I mean, everybody, you can look at even 1 or 2, just passes or plays that maybe just weren't executed right. And that's when you're looking at a whole half full of plays. That's saying something. However, Coach Bailey mentioned, and I think it's important to note that with Culpepper out, Portales is a different team. And even though they hung together, they've been, as you said, they're not giving up. They're playing well under their backup quarterback. But you have to think, that with Culpepper in, it would have been a different story. It would have been tougher for them. Now, Lovington may certainly still be up 27-0, but it would have been a tougher road to hoe for them because he is a good player, and he's a senior, and he's led that team for many years. And so that is, definitely got to note that in the face of really great performance and execution by Lovington, still it was against Portales without their starting quarterback for over a quarter, wasn't it?
Well, it was about half of that second quarter.
Half of that second quarter. Okay, so that's something to be said. For acknowledging. I think Coach Bailey, nice job for him to acknowledge the strength of Portales with or without Culpepper, and the fact that he's going to tell his team at halftime, don't underestimate them. Don't think that you're up 27-0 that you can relax, or that that we don't have to continue to fight.
Yeah, and we'll actually talk about that in our Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How Keys to the second half coming up right after this. Wildcat football continues in a moment on Z94 KZOR. Welcome back to your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show from Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. Wildcats leading the Rams 27-0 here at Greyhound Stadium in Portales. I'm TJ Miracle, high above the stadium. Don Morgan patrols field side. And now let's do what we usually do about this time in the halftime report. Our Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How keys to the second half. What are you thinking, Dawn?
Well, before I get to that, I did want to make a comment about the Big Blue Band that, man, they look so good tonight. And even better, they sound really good, too. And that was, they were performing, for the home stands and had their backs, turned most of the time. But, wow, in just 1 week, they've added to this halftime show. And, wow, they don't have a huge band, but they are making the most out of the instrumentation that they have. especially in the brass section. But man, just really look good, and so it's nice to see. I mean, it's early on in the marching season, and they're already really improving from week to week, just like our Wildcats are. And it's nice to be up 27-0. Oh, what a different complexion in this game than last week. And I think, second half, we kind of touched on that, is that the Lovington needs to come out and continue to play hard and play well. As Coach Bailey mentioned, that they're out there, they're playing hard, they're having fun, but and it is more fun to be, up 3 or 4, scores on the scoreboard than behind, but they're going to have to keep up the focus and intensity in the second half, and really just continue to work on it. And as he said, if they continue to put some scores on the board and get ahead, he's going to work some other players in as you would expect, and get some younger players in, and maybe get some different looks on offense, defense, and so forth. So I'm looking forward to the second half here, as it's a beautiful evening. It really is. I think everybody brought their hoodies and their jackets in case, and I think most all of us are in our shirt sleeves and feeling good right now, and it's just beautiful. Bands, halftime, great game to watch. Love it. Friday Night Lights, can't beat it.
Well, it is a good one, of course, here under the Friday Night Lights in Portales. Big rivalry game, although kind of lopsided here tonight, kind of like it was when we were here back in November. Lovington leading this one 27-0. So, yeah, keys to the second half, it's going to be ball control, and just do what you do. Come out, play your game. Weird things happened. I mentioned it. What was it? The COVID year, the shortened season where we wound up playing in like the middle of the summer.
Right.
Where Lovington came out on fire and just blew up. I mean, it was like 35-10 or something at halftime. I'd have to go back and look. And then Portales all of a sudden just stormed back and basically flipped the score. I mean, both teams had like 55 points with a couple minutes left in the game. Lovington with a late touchdown and then a couple of late sacks to seal that one off. But weird things can happen, and yes, Portales is without their quarterback. Their key is going to be to find a way to get Lozano in and comfortable and find a way to contain Lovington. For Lovington, it's going to be just keep playing your game, and if you can get this to running clock, I'm not sure I would do it in the third quarter. Now, in the fourth quarter, yes. In the third quarter, I'm going to keep my starters out there until we get into a running clock situation.
Right.
Because in the district that we are in, you are going to need the depth. You're going to need kids who have played at full speed, varsity, under the lights. Yeah. Get them some experience. Maybe it's kids moving around to different positions. Maybe it's kids coming off of the bench. Maybe it's an offensive player who you want to, kind of start working in a little on the defense. Work on that depth, because when you're in a district with all the teams we are, with Artesia, who's got their hands full with Hobbs right now, and we said last week, Hobbs is not a bad team. They just made way too many mistakes. You've got Artesia, you've got Roswell High. They are your defending 5A champ and runner-up. You got Goddard, who is always seemingly good, even though they had problems against these Rams last week. You got Mayfield, who has been the standard bearer for southern, deep south New Mexico for decades now. They're all in our district, and Gadsden is no pushover either. They've made the semifinals to the finals like 3 out of the last 4 years. So you're going to need that depth and experience when you get to district, which is just 2 weeks from now. We've got one more tune-up game next week. On the road, we'll be in the Cave City at Boyer Caveman Stadium against Carlsbad. But you're going to need that depth getting into district.
Plus, you're going to need a point differential. You need to take your victories where you can and try to win by as much of a margin as you can, because with these teams, so many of them being top 10 teams, it's going to be a dogfight when we get into district, and wins are going to count, but point differential will count as well. And so Lovington needs to keep their foot on the pedal and really work it, completely through this second half. And if they can get into running clock, if they can work some extra players in, if they can shorten the game up, get out of here a little earlier, all the better.
Yep, and I think that's maybe what we are going to see as we click down towards 8:30 as the teams, or at least Portales, has come back out onto the field for their second half warm-up. Lovington making their way over to the Big Blue Cat. Yeah, I love how they won't let let them put the Big Blue Cat over close to the locker room. They make them walk all the way down the field
Right.
and then come back out all the way back down.
Yeah, you might have heard the players running through the high fives, low fives of the coaches, and all the Lovington coaches were reminding these players, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. Get out there and let's go.
But we are done with your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show from Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. When you need the Napa Know-How for your car, and trust me, you will get it from the good folks at Lovington Auto Supply. Lovington Auto Supply in Napa, get up and go. And when we come back, we'll go to the second half of action as Wildcat football continues here on Z94 KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Welcome back to Lovington Wildcat Football here on Z94 KZOR, the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, and HobbsAmerica.com. Also the Z94 KZOR Facebook page. I'm TJ Miracle, high above Al Whitehead Field at Greyhound Stadium. Dawn Morgan patrols the alternating green artificial turf. Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing as we get ready for the second half of this one. Lovington 27, Port Tallis nothing, and it will be Lovington football as we start the half. And if you're Lovington, basically just keep doing what you are doing and get out of here and get ready for Carlsbad 2-0.
Yep, I would echo that. Ditto.
So the Cats, Port Tallis came out and they were ready to go before the warm-up period even started, and Lovington went, no, we're going to take all 3 minutes here. That's our right, and we can do that.
That would kind of lead me to believe, I wonder if Culpepper is still out, if he is not going to
I doubt
start this.
The way they were looking
half.
at, and I do not want to speculate on injuries, but the way they were looking at one of his legs,
right.
I don't think we'll see Paxton Culpepper again tonight.
His right, I know he was, when they carried him off, it was his right leg, something, either ankle, knee, or something, and that was the problem. So we do hope that he is going to be okay and that's not a serious injury. You don't want to see anybody hurt, and when you're playing an opponent, you want to play your best against their best, and that's how you want to win. And you don't like to see other team members get hit.
Lujan tees it up, and he will boot it away. It is a squibber going to be fielded back at the 5. Gutierrez will bring it out. He's to the 10, to the 15, to the 20 with some room. 25 to the 30, 35, going for the sideline to the 40, to the 45, and finally has to skate out right before midfield, but it's going to be a 46-yard return, and Lovington with great field position, 1st and 10 from right at midfield or just shy of it. I'm going to say he actually stepped out at the 44, but that's still a 40-yard return. Good field position for the Cats and a good place to start.
And I think it was Brandon Webster who was in on that push out of bounds there for the Rams.
Looked like he was trying the tightrope as he got pushed a couple of times before he finally went out.
It was a great, really great athleticism right there.
Twins left, Twins right. Cats up 27-0 and with the ball to start the half. High snap, hand it to Cardenas. Dallas turns it around to the left side and is going to get 2-3 yards before he is pushed out of bounds.
He could have made 0 on that, but he stiff-armed a guy. And I love to see, when you've got guys they're athletic, and that's great, but when they're not afraid to push.
Wow, they only gave him a yard.
Oh, wow, that's kind of sad. But he made the most of that, and he did it by holding another guy off.
Ran about 15 yards for a 1-yard gain.
Yeah.
It'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Wildcats. Twins left, Twins to the right from the far hash mark. Around the tail of the Greyhound. Prudencio back to pass, now flushed, rolls to the left, looks, throws it, has a man wide open at the 30, and Cardenas leaks out of the outfield and will take it out inside the 30 at the 27-yard line, so 25, make that a 31-yard catch by Dallas Cardenas and move the chains. 1st down, Wildcats.
He got pushed out finally by Nia, but I tell you what, Prudencio had some time, but he's so good under pressure. We mentioned it last week that he looks so poised, and
And they say Dallas stepped out at the 31-yard line, so that takes a few yards off of his total, but still now penetrating deep into Ram territory. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats, 30 seconds gone. Send Reeves in motion to the left. Prudencio with it, fires, has a man. Gutierrez, was he in bounds? Nope, they're going to say he was out of bounds. Didn't have it controlled before he went out of bounds, so incomplete. Got him on that little flag fly there, but just led him a little too far. So 2nd down and 10 for Lovington.
Yeah, nice throw though, and again, good protection on him. But man, that's a great combination when you've got good protection from the line, but you're also your heartbeat's pretty slow, and he's able to stay poised and really work well under pressure. It's a great combination for a good offense there for Lovington.
Yes, it is. 2nd and 10 from the Ram 31. Wildcat football starting this 3rd quarter. Hand it off, going to the left side. Weiser, as he'll take it inside the 30 down to the 26-yard line. 5 yards on the carry for Rhino, and that'll be his second carry of the night for 5 yards, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 for Lovington. And already starting to see some of the other Cats getting a little time here on this drive. They need to keep it alive, though, because they keep throwing incompletions and going out of bounds, which stops the clock.
Yeah,
the clock is not your friend if you are Portales. High snap, Prudencio handles it, tosses it, and has a man out of the backfield.
Reeves.
And that to Reeves, actually from the left tight end position, and Reeves will be close to the first down.
He had to climb the ladder and get that, and he did. He pulled it down, and he was brought down by 50, Gideon Smith, who's a little slow to get up off from the turf.
And they are, I don't think they're going to give him a real good spot. Nope, they're going to say he's just shy of the first down, so it'll be 4th down and less than a yard to go.
Wow.
Yeah, you're going for it here.
Yeah.
Clock moves, 10:50 remaining in the 3rd. Just put the big boys up front, put Prudencio under center, and push forward, get the first down. But they'll come out in the shotgun. There's a reason I sit up here and not down there. They will bring the big boys out, though, bunch everybody in tight. And whoops, that was an oopsie, and it'll wind up being no gain and over on downs.
Oh, tough.
As it looked like Prudencio went to pitch it,
Yeah.
and there was nobody there to pitch it to.
Yeah,
So
I think
nobody home and no gain, and over on downs to Portales.
Looked like maybe a slight, just a miscommunication there on the play.
And that can happen when you've got some different players and different personnel in.
You bet.
So Lovington's first drive of the quarter stalls out.
You just hate to hand Portales any momentum. You don't, and so it's going to be important for Lovington defense to really shut them down here and not let them build on that.
Lozano is out. He is the quarterback once again. It'll be Lujan in the backfield with him. They're just going to bunch everybody in tight. Single receiver to the right side. Lozano with it. He'll pitch it to Lujan. Coming left side. Ball is out. Cats have it. Cats have it. Falling on it and coming up with it is Lovington with the football. And hello and welcome to the stat sheet, Alejandro Kame.
Yeah, nice. But I think it was Kyler Reeves was back there, and I think he helped shake that ball loose as well.
Yeah, I think it was Reeves' initial hit that got it into Kame's hands, and so Lovington's will get it right back, pretty much right where they had it. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats after the second Ram turnover from the 28-yard line. So now the offense, a chance to keep their foot on the gas and put it back on.
Nice work by the defense.
Still it's the quarterback position. Fake the handoff. Now rolls near side, throws it, has a man in the little soft coverage and across the 15 down to that's Reeves, down to the 14-yard line, and 14 yards and moved the chains.
When he caught that and then whirled around, he kind of lost his balance just a little bit. The turf monster got him on that. Otherwise, he had some running room, but still a nice gain and first down.
175 through the air for Matthew Prudencio, but a flag on the play.
Coming back.
Holding, and it comes back, so wipe that one off.
Yeah.
Darn it.
But we still have the football.
Yeah, that is just the second penalty of the night for Lovington, so you can take some solace from that, but it is a hold on the Wildcats, so that'll move it all the way back to the 38-yard line. So now 1st down and 20 for the Cats. Twins to the left, twins to the right. Cardenas in the backfield with Prudencio. Man in motion left to right is Sanchez. Prudencio with it. Throw it to Cardenas on the running back screen. Cuts it back across the 30. Hit from behind and takes it all the way to the 20. Just shy of the first down, but Dallas Cardenas on the little running back screen will take it 18 yards and gets the penalty back plus 8 more.
Yeah, that's awesome. That was Patrick Sanchez, the man in motion on that, but Rivero, number 9, was the man in motion on that, and I think Portales thought he was going to get that ball, not to Cardenas.
Yeah, I think they thought they were going to do their little patented end around Did not. So it'll be 2nd down and 2 for the Wildcats. High snap out of the pistol formation to out of the Wildcat to Cardenas, and he's going to cross the 20 down to the 18-yard line. Should have enough on the Wildcat for the first down and move the chains for Lovington on the 3-yard gain. 10 carries, 94 yards for Dallas Cardenas. And now the Wildcats are in the red zone as the Rams slow to get up.
Yeah, I know that looks like, is that 10 or 18? I can't see the other number on that. He's going to come off. He got up very slowly, and I can't see his number. It's 10,
I believe that's
18?
actually 58,
oh,
and
58.
we don't have a 58 on the roster. So
okay.
It will be a 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats inside the Ram red zone. 9.5 remaining here in the 3rd. Prudencio with it. Looking right, throwing right, back corner of the end zone, and just overthrows his intended target. Leaping up, trying to get to it, is getting free in the back of the end zone. Turn around, young man, so I can see your number from up here in the nosebleeds.
You're closer to that. That was in the far corner, and I could not see that. It looked like
Gutierrez.
Yeah, Gutierrez.
So it was Gutierrez.
All right.
So incomplete, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. Lovington going for the jugular. I've got to think they go for 2 if they get the touchdown on this possession.
Prudencio is getting some pressure on him by Jalen Newburn on that.
Everybody bunches in tight, single receiver to the left side. Fake the handoff. Prudencio rolls left, right into the teeth of pressure, and he's going to go down all the way back at the 30-yard line. And Portales comes out with the football and rips it away, and we're going to have a personal foul continuation. So, yeah, it's going to be about a 12-yard sack.
But
I think we're going to have a penalty on that one, because there was some extracurriculars going on.
There was. We'll see. Yep.
And nope.
No, not at all.
They're going to say it's just the sack. So
okay.
It'll be a 12-yard sack, first of the ball game for Portales, and it is 3rd down and 22.
Oosh. Got to have a big play.
So 3rd and 22. Sorry for the camera work. Twins left, twins right. Just 3 men going to come, and whistles sound.
Ooh.
As timeout going to be taken by
no
delay of game on Lovington. Their 3rd penalty now for 20 yards, and so it goes from 3rd and 22 to 3rd and 27. So they're going to need to get it to Dora
to get first down.
Mm-hmm.
And so, things are getting a little chippy here.
So 3rd and Dora now with 8.5 to go.
There's a little jawing going on.
There is a bit, and you would kind of expect that. They'll split. Weiser out into the slot on the left side, empty set. With it, pressure. Prudencio rolls, finds a man in the flat, and it'll be complete and going to get 15 of the 27 they need to Patrick Sanchez, but it'll be 4th and a ways to go now for the Cats. Patrick's first catch of the night. .194 through the air for Prudencio.
Officially 4th and 18 now. And looks like we're
We're going to attempt the field goal.
Field goal. There you go.
And Aranda certainly has the leg. Caleb Aranda, they're going to spot it at the 33-yard line. So a 43-yard attempt for Caleb. He certainly got the leg for it.
Does.
And the snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up, and
nice.
it is no good as it tails just wide to the left.
Just like maybe by just a football or 2 length, because it looked good for a long time. But still a nice attempt by Aranda there.
And score update coming in from back in Hobbs at One Radio Square. In the 3rd quarter, the Hobbs Eagles have retaken the lead on the Artesia Bulldogs 20-19 over on our sister station, Cool 95.7.
Well, that's a real battle at Watson Stadium there.
Yes, it is. So the Rams will have it at the 20-yard line, as they've decided it works like a touchback on a missed field goal attempt. We noticed that last week. The rule used to be that you got the football where the ball had been kicked from on a missed field goal. Now the rule is it's like a touchback.
So you just take it at the 20.
And a whistle sounds. I'm not sure. Somebody called timeout. No, they're not putting. They put one up on the board.
Yeah, but Portales is huddling over there.
And so is Lovington. So I'm not sure what in the world's going on here.
Refs are talking. Coach Bailey is over there talking to the Whitecap.
So something's going on. And it'll be Lozano.
Maybe he was just questioning that,
Yeah,
the turnover and the spot and everything.
So it'll be Lozano bringing his squad back out. First down and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Wildcats in control of this one, 27-0. Lozano from the pistol formation. Lujan is the deep back, and that one is going to be on the turf, and he's going to have to eat that one, and the ball is loose, but I think Lozano got it back.
I think he did. He fell on it.
He gets it back at the 11.
There were a couple of Wildcats who were very interested in that ball. They just couldn't get it away from him quick enough.
Second sack of the night for the Wildcats. Both teams having a little trouble finding any offensive anything here in this third quarter.
Yeah, both coming out just a little slow and flat maybe.
So it'll be second down and 19 now for the Rams. You got to think of passing down. Lozano, bad snap again. It's just going to have to bring it and take it to the near side. He has his legs cut out from under him on the near side. Lozano is down, and one of the Lovington Wildcats, that's Sanchez, slow to get up. It'll be a pickup of 1 for Lozano, and it'll be 3rd and 18.
One of the Wildcats hit him low, the other hit him high, almost the same time.
So 3rd down and 18 for Portales as we click down to the halfway mark of this third quarter. Still 27-0 the score. Lovington has been experimenting a little bit on their offensive possessions.
I mean, they've certainly
put 3 men across the front this time. Twins left, 1 to the right. Lozano rolls to the right now. He turns it upfield. He's across the 20 to the 21. Nice job playing trailer up on that line. Was that Sanchez again?
Yes, Sanchez, yes.
5 yards for Lozano, but he had a lot of open ground. But Sanchez came up and said, yeah, that's all right. I know what you're doing. I'll just take you down, and it's 4th down and 12 for Portales.
Yeah.
And punt time for the Rams as Gutierrez back deep to receive. Good snap, hold, and the punt. It's a line drive wobbler, and that one is going to bounce as Lovington needs to get the heck away from that one.
Yeah.
Very dangerous for Kame, but it'll be down by Portales just on the Lovington side of the big Greyhound.
49-yard line, I think.
Oh, yep, it'll be 1st and 10 from the Wildcat 49, 5.5 remaining here in the third period. All Lovington in this one.
They've got the score advantage, the time advantage, so they don't have to have a fire lit under them necessarily, but they want to keep the momentum of this game.
You do want to continue to play with intensity, even if you maybe start getting some different guys in, and I don't think that's the problem. I think it's just under the Friday night lights and some new positions, a little nervousness. Hand it off, and coming near side is Cardenas. He goes over right tackle and just puts his shoulder down and goes power running. And we got some behind-the-scenes extracurriculars there as throwing his hands up in disgust is Jalen Newburn, as he and Jaden Garcia were just absolutely going at it. Newburn actually using Jaden like a recliner. It's a 9-yard gain for Cardenas, 2nd down and 1.
Nice.
And that will put Cardenas over the century mark. He's got 103 on the ground.
Good night for him.
Welcome back to the Century Club, Dallas Cardenas. And now they're going to hand it off. Alec Olguin, he'll sweep it out to the left side. He crosses the 40 to the 39-yard line.
Pardon me,
that's
again.
Was that Cardenas again? I thought that said 4.
Nope, 0.
I guess it was the way the shirt bunched up on his back. So he gets 4 yards. And it'll move the chains. 14th first down for Lovington. And he stays in bounds, which will keep the clock moving from the Portales 39-yard line. 1st down and 10 Lovington. They do not have to be in a hurry about anything.
Nope, clicking down toward 4 minutes left in the third.
So from the 39, Lovington football. Inside Ram territory, Twins left, Twins right. Prudencio waiting on it. Good snap. Back to pass, has it, throws it, has a man underneath. That's Olguin across the 30, taking it to the sideline, across the 25 and down near the 20 on the far sideline.
It's Rivero,
pardon me. I'm going to blame the trifocals, and it's a long way up here again.
Yeah. Good coverage, giving Prudencio some time, but he threw a bullet, and Rivero was right where he needed to be. Pick that up.
54 receiving yards for Elijah Rivero, and that is the 15th first down for the Wildcats, and that will also put Prudencio over the 200-yard mark. Let's see, that's 213 on 19 attempts. He has yet to throw a touchdown tonight, though. So now Twins left, Twins right from the Portales red zone right at the 20, and whistles sound, and is it a timeout or is it a false start?
There was one of the Rams.
False start on Lovington.
Yeah, but one of the Rams moved, and I think he was trying to draw Lovington, and he succeeded.
So false start on the Wildcats, just their 4th penalty of the night for 25 yards. Couple of false starts, a delay of game, and a hold. So moving back, 1st and 15. They're outside the red zone now from the Ram 25. 3:13 remaining in the 3rd. Lovington comfortably in control here. Trips to the right, one to the left. And there's another
one.
As getting the jump, movement. Gutierrez. So now it's 1st and 20.
Yikes.
Gutierrez just feeling a little bit antsy there, just trying to get a jump. He's had a good night.
Certainly has.
He's only got 1 catch tonight, but it was for 34 yards. He's got 25 on the ground. So moving all the way back out to the 30-yard line. 1st and 20 for the Wildcats. So maybe changing the cadence up a little bit, changing a few things, working on some plays. Maybe they hadn't worked on so much. And now it'll be offsides on Portales.
Right.
Yep. So that is their 4th penalty for just 15 yards. So now it is becoming a question of who the laundry contractor is for the NMOA. Well, they're getting their use out of it.
They are.
And again, it is in fun. We appreciate and like our officials.
We certainly do. Can't play the game without them.
No, you cannot. Trips to the right side, one to the left, and this crew, we hadn't said much about them, and that's a good thing. Fake the handoff, though, the screen to Gutierrez near side, gets a block, takes it up to the 20, and he'll be dropped right there. So it's 5 yards to Gutierrez, just his 2nd catch of the night, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. 2:18.
I think officially they're going to give him 4 and call it 2nd and 11 now.
Okay. So 2nd down and 11, under 2 minutes to play here in this 3rd quarter. Both teams just coming out a little bit sluggish. I think Lovington's because they're trying some new and different formations and some new and different kids and some pretty deep in the playbook plays. Portales just going to bring 3. Prudencio to pass. Steps up in the pocket, goes right sideline, has a man in stride, bobbled and dropped, and Cardenas out of the backfield had the touchdown. He could taste it but couldn't hold on to it. Incomplete, and it'll be 3rd and 11.
So close, and nobody feels worse about that than he does. He's had a heck of a game. There's no shame in that. He had to stretch forward for that just a little bit. It did not fall right in the breadbasket, but still not bad at all.
So 3rd down and 10 for the Wildcats.
He comes off.
They do need to get it to the 10-yard line. 90 seconds to go here in the 3rd. Empty set in the backfield for Matthew. Prudencio looks over and whistles sound.
Timeout.
It's going to be timeout. Yep, they got it before the play, or right as the play clock expired. 1:39 to go in the 3rd. Timeout for the Wildcats. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on KZOR. KZOR Hobbs Lovington. And welcome back to Lovington Wildcat football here on Z94 KZOR, the Z94 KZOR app, Lovington Sports YouTube, and HobbsAmerica.com. I'm TJ Miracle, high above Al Whitehead Field at Greyhound Stadium. Don Morgan patrols turf side. Tiff Stuber, our master engineer and producer, training Manny V tonight. So after the Wildcat timeout, it'll be 3rd down and 11. Trips to the right, single receiver to the left. Fake the handoff. Prudencio throws it, and he will have a man. A nice little spin move at the 15. Still moving down, and it'll be good for about an 8-yard gain, but it'll be a decision time. Dawn, who caught that?
I had to step over to the bench and take my shoe off, retie it, so I didn't get to see that play.
I've got him. If he'll turn around, it was Gutierrez.
Okay.
So Gutierrez good for 8 yards on his 3rd catch of the night.
Okay.
2:26 through the air, and it'll be 4th down and 4 for the Wildcats. And they are going to attempt another field goal. 31-yard attempt this time for Aranda out of the hold of Olguin.
Oh, he missed it by not much last kick.
And that one is up, and it's another wobbler to the left, but it'll sneak through the left upright. Good. And so the 31-yard field goal for Aranda makes this a 30-0 lead in favor of the Wildcats. 39 seconds remaining here in this 3rd quarter. We're back in 1 minute on KZOR. And welcome back to Wildcat football here on Z94 KZOR. Caleb Aranda bangs a 31-yard field goal through, and the Cats take the 30-0 lead. 39 seconds remaining in the 3rd. Caleb back on to boot it away to Lopez and Tarpeth back deep for the Rams. This one a little bit shorter, but it carries in the night air as Tarpeth will pick it up, brings it out across the 15 to the 20, has a little seam to the 25, drags a couple of Cats with him out to the 27-yard line. A flag comes in, and I think we are going to have a face mask on Lovington, so we'll tack 15 on to the end of this one, I got to think.
Ouch.
We'll see for sure, but the back judge comes and talks to the Whitecap. And it will be personal foul, Lovington face mask, so there will be 15 tacked on to the end of that one. 6 penalty on the Wildcats for 45 yards. Really, I mean, this game was extremely clean and has still been extremely clean.
Sure, considering we are at basically the end of the 3rd. So a lot of football's been played.
And it's
not a lot of penalties.
And it's a rivalry game. Yeah, just 10 penalties total in the ball game. I mean, we've seen Lovington Portales games where we've had 10 penalties in the first drive. So
it's tough.
So from the 39-yard line, Portales will take over. Under 30 seconds to go. Low snap. Lozano handles it, wants it all, puts up a wobbler down the left side, and almost gonna have his man, but it'll be a pass interference penalty. So he was trying to get Joel Lujan, or pardon me, that's Tarpeth.
Right.
But on the coverage, Aiden Nunez and also Jaden Gutierrez. I have a feeling we're tacking 15 more onto the back end of this one. So pass interference on Lovington. So that will be an automatic first down for Portales, and that is their first down of the second half. And it comes with 23 seconds remaining in the 3rd. That'll move them into Wildcat territory at the 46. So first down and 10. Single receiver to the right side is Tarpeth. Lovington shows blitz. Lozano flushed, rolls left, and is taken down at the 50. It'll be another sack for the Wildcats. And on the chase and the takedown, Gabriel Maldonado. Third sack of the night for the Wildcats. This is one of the 4-yard variety. And it'll bring up second down and 14. Maldonado, a big boy, giving chase to a speedy Lozano.
Yeah, and he's played some minutes
and
in
that
this
will
game.
end the third quarter. We head to the fourth. Lovington 30, Portales nothing. Fourth quarter when we return on Z94 KZOR. Start of the fourth quarter. It is second down and 14, Portales football from here in Portales, but it's been all Wildcats in this one. They lead it 30-0. Back here for the fourth, second down and 14. Lozano from basically a modified pistol. He'll pitch it into the hands of Tarpeth, and he gets out of a couple of tackles, spins across the 40 to the 39-yard line. Tarpeth in at running back this time, a strong run. Or is that, that's Lujan, pardon me. So Lujan is going to pick up, let's see, that's going to be 12 for Lujan, by far his biggest run of the night. And it makes it a manageable 3rd and 2.
Yeah, number 2, Joel Lujan.
The 3rd and 2 on Morgan Field side. I'm TJ Miracle, high above Greyhound Stadium. Just underway, fourth quarter. Dallas Lozano still in at the quarterback position. Lujan is the deep back. They'll give it to Lujan. He comes across the middle, and he's going to be taken down as he gets it across the right to the 30-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 8 for Lujan as Lovington liberally substituting along the line now.
Yeah, he got a big block, and he found a little room and kind of lunged forward there. I think he got some help from Xavier Lujan and maybe Rigoberto Olguin out there for the Rams.
So from the Rams now in Lovington territory from the Cat 30. 1 minute, 20 seconds gone here in this fourth quarter. Low snap. Lozano just going to take it himself. Goes left side across the 35. Gets out of a tackle to the 20, down to the 18-yard line. 12 yards for Lozano. It'll be another Portales first down.
This has been a good drive for them. They've managed to sustain this drive. They got helped, on the heels of their momentum was on the heels of some Lovington penalties, but they've done the work, so and they're knocking on the door. Inside
the Wildcat red zone again, Lovington putting in some of the bench guys, getting them experience. Lozano going to pitch it near side as Lujan with some room takes it inside the 10 to the 5, down to about the 3-yard line.
Close.
So 15 yards for Joel Lujan, and it'll be first and goal now for Portales, their 8th first down of the ball game.
And the Rams faithful coming alive as they see that Portales is
knocking on the doorstep here.
They are just a couple of yards out from the end zone. So
2 minutes gone in the fourth.
And Portales would like to score, get on the board.
And again, Lovington with some younger players, some different players in as they're going to go 5 across this time. Lozano goes left side. He's hit in the backfield, and he's going to be dropped back at the 5. Valente Herrera, who's been a little quiet tonight, but Valente with the big hit on and the 2-yard loss on Lozano.
And Valente, he might be quiet, but man, he's a big presence, in more ways than just his size for the line for Lovington. He really is. I think the line looks to him for leadership, and he certainly, provides that. He's got the experience, and
second and goal from the 4, Portales football.
If he's in and he's on the line, he's going to be in on most of the plays.
Their deepest penetration, low snap, it is handled. Lozano rolls left, under pressure, turns it upfield, and is hit from behind and takes him into the end zone as Dallas Lozano, the 4-yard touchdown run. And Portales finally breaks the goose egg off the board. Lovington, though, still in command, 30-6.
And just under 9 minutes left to play in this game.
And we talked about it. One thing that's going to happen is Portales is never going to stop. I wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Ramirez do an onside kick after this.
No, could be. I mean, they're going to want to get as many points on the board against Lovington as they can, even if.
Snap is good, the hold is good, and the kick, even under intense pressure, is good.
Yeah, Valente Herrera almost blocked that.
With 8:59 remaining here in the ball game, Lovington 30, Portales 7. Back in 1 minute. Wildcat football continues on KZOR. And welcome back to Lovington Wildcat football here on Z94 KZOR as the Wildcats in control, but the Rams on the board now. Score 30-7 in favor of Lovington. Hope you're having a great Friday night. And we've gotten another score update in from Watson Stadium. Hobbs with an 81-yard pick six has gone up 26-19 in the third quarter. The Eagles giving it to the Bulldogs, who we'll see here in a couple of weeks. Now on the kickoff, as coming near side is Gutierrez, 25 to the 30, to the 35 to the 40, and bumped out of bounds on the near sideline, out near the 45-yard line, where he is taken out on the near side by Jalen Newbern. But a good return for Gutierrez, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. And well done, Lovington. I'm a little surprised Portales didn't do an onside kick there.
Yeah, I am too. I really felt like they were going to just try to build on that, and why not go for it?
Well, I mean, if they could
down that many points, and
if they could score quickly, it's it becomes a two-score game.
Yeah,
so
a different complexion on that. So, and it puts it would have put a lot more pressure on Lovington to really snap back, and
here,
so
if Lovington, I think, just keeps it on the ground, keeps things in the middle of the field, they can pretty much grind this out, or a lot of it out if they want to. I mean, they had a 6-minute drive earlier in the ball game.
Right.
Send a man in motion, right to left. That's Reed. Now hand it to Cardenas as he's hitting the backfield and still manages to squirt forward across the 45 to the 46-yard line. 4 yards for Dallas.
And that's what they need to do. They need to just kind of keep moving forward.
Yeah, just move forward, move the chains, eat some clock.
Right.
And get out of here 2-0 and head to Carlsbad next week as Newbern comes off. He's limping a little bit.
Two of the Dallas is in. Dallas came off on this side. He's in some pain, and I don't think it's serious. It's a matter of time for him to work that out.
Yeah, may have had a knee knocker there as Prudencio keeps it himself, gets away from a little pressure in the backfield. Now he'll turn it up over the right guard and move forward and get about a yard out of that one, but good pressure coming in from Portales.
And
So Smith on the tackle.
Lovington needs to take some care here, not to stall out. They need to keep this. They need to hang on to the ball and keep this drive going and eat some clock. So, if they can, they need to convert, and they still need to work hard.
Cats still with 2 timeouts. Rams with all 3 of theirs. Don't think Lovington's going to use theirs unless they need it for something. Twins left, twins to the right. Prudencio from the shotgun, single back in the backfield. With him is Weiser. All day long for Matthew. It's away from trouble. Now he'll turn it up. He's got some room. Flag on the play as he'll squirt it out at the 40, but we're going to have a hold behind the play. So it's going to wipe out a 19-yard gain. And there's a Portales Ram down on the far side of the field. So I think we're going to have either a hold or an illegal block in the back. So that'll wipe that one out, and it's coming back.
Well, I thought 22, but there is no 22. So he's got his helmet off, and he's down.
I'm still waiting on the penalty call.
Right.
It's Coach Ramirez coming across the field.
This is, I can't see his number.
Well, don't worry about it. And I'm still waiting on the penalty call here.
53. 53 is, no, we don't have a 53.
Don't have a 53 on the roster provided.
That is the number, 53.
Coach Ramirez is livid over on the sideline. And again, we still have not had any indication of what the penalty is.
Yeah.
Of course, thinking more about the young man who's down on the field. You certainly hope he's okay.
Sure do. I think he got the wind knocked out of him. He's back up. They're helping him up. He's got his breath back. Nope, they're going to limp. He's limping. So something. And his right ankle is taped to begin with anyway. So it looks like, and that's what he's giving to. So it looks like he might have re-injured a weak ankle there.
Well, you certainly hate that for that young man as the officials continue to talk about the flag.
Yeah, they're talking.
Normally when you get that much time to the quarterback and you see that much open space, there is a hold somewhere.
Right.
Of course, I knew an official who was an old Big 12 official. He said, kid, if I wanted to, I could call a hold on every play.
Yeah.
And they never signaled anything. It was a hold, though. And I was keeping an eye on the Whitecap. It was a hold on Lovington. And no, they don't call the hold. They call a personal foul on Lovington.
Okay. It's not good. 3rd and 24 now.
So heading that way, it's 3rd and Clovis, since we're going to the north. Trips to the left, 2 to the right. Prudencio with it, throws it underneath, has Rivero. He'll move it across the 30 to the 31, gets away from 1, but can't get away from 2, and is spun down after a 3-yard gain. Now, Elijah's 3rd catch of the night.
He's brought down by Lujan and Lopez.
And so it'll be 4th down and Clovis. I have a feeling it will be punt time for the Wildcats. They did take a couple of minutes off the board.
Yeah, just 6:30 with clock running.
14 seconds left on the play clock. They're going to have to
special team is out.
Move this one through. So Patrick Sanchez to boot it away. Starpeth back deep to receive.
Timeout by Lovington.
They didn't have everybody out on the play. A late man checking in. We'll just keep it right here with 6:14 remaining in the ball game. Lovington in a punt situation, but up by 24. 30-7 is the score, and say a big thank you to the Lee County Electric Cooperative, Master Plumbers, Lovington Auto Supply, Napa, Miko Companies, First American Bank of Lovington, Stone Oilfield Services, Devon Energy, Lovington Schools, Man Welding, Cannon Safety, Miko Services, Eunice Pump and Supply, Battle Energy, Eastern New Mexico University, and Bob's Thriftway, making Wildcat football possible here on Z94KZOR, the Z94KZOR app, HobbsAmerica.com, and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Be sure you thank and support those businesses that support your Lovington Wildcats. With Dawn Morgan Fieldside, I'm TJ Miracle here in Portales. The Cats 6 minutes and 14 seconds away from getting ready to head to the Cave City for the first time in a long time, at least in a game that means anything, next Friday night. They've scrimmaged a lot, but hadn't played one that's counted in a long time. So the punt team on as Patrick will get it, and Sanchez just kind of pops that one up. And it'll go out of bounds, and so that's actually going to wind up being about a 15-yard punt. Not what Patrick wanted to do, just kind of caught it off the side of the foot and shanked it.
I think they're going to they're going to spot that about the 46-yard line.
Yeah, it came out.
It
right
just
about
got it
there,
off of
so.
the side of his foot, maybe just a little bit. So.
Yeah, that's.
There,
I think that's what I said. So.
Yeah, is that what you said? All right.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Is there an echo in here?
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the Lovington 46-yard line after the 16-yard punt. The Rams running out of time, and without their quarterback, Lovington going with some younger players and taking some deep cuts from the playbook here in this fourth quarter, as you would expect, leading big. Lozano with it, pitches it to Lujan. Starts it left, comes back right, has some room to the 40, 35, and finally dropped.
Got out of
the
a
31-yard line by Kyler Reeves.
Yeah, got out of a shoestring tackle by Rivero. Just stepped out of it and went on to pick up several more yards.
15 yards total on that one. 58 yards on 8 carries for Joel Lujan. And it'll be 1st and 10 from the 31. Rams on the march again. I think if they score in probably the next 90 seconds to 2 minutes, we will see an onside kick. Because then it becomes a 2-score ball game.
That's right.
Low snap. Lozano keeps it himself. Hit from behind. Gets out of 1. Crosses the 25. And he smartly takes it out of bounds, which will stop the clock.
Flag flying, though.
And we may have a face mask back. Well, they threw it back at the line. So
maybe
a hold.
it was just, yeah.
We'll see. And it will be Lovington personal foul face mask. So that'll tack 15 yards onto it. So Lozano going to wind up with 9 yards on that one. And then tack 15 on as Lovington has all of a sudden become extremely penalty prone. That's their 8th penalty now for 90 yards.
Wow, and a lot of
they had one penalty for 5 yards in the first half.
Yeah.
So 8 penalties for 85 yards in the second half. The yellow laundry is starting to add up on the Cats.
Yeah, just under 5.5 minutes left to play in this game. There's still quite a bit of football. And
Coach Rivera is saying he wants kids starting. Or Ramirez saying he wants kids thrown out. Should be for that. He is a mad coach. As they'll march off the 15 yards. Yeah, Lovington has been about Portales' best offense at times.
Yeah.
11 first downs now for the Rams in the ball game.
Certainly in this second half they've been. That was a...
Yeah, extending drives, keeping drives alive. Again, I realize you've got a lot of younger players out there, guys playing out of position, working on the depth, but you got to clean up those mistakes. 5.5 minutes to go. Now the clock restarts inside the Lovington red zone from the 15-yard line. Lozano takes it himself, runs into a wall at the line of scrimmage, led by Kyler Reeves. He's going to wind up with about 2 yards on that one, 2nd and 8.
Reeves was the first to get to him.
And he got some help there from Aiden Nunez. And it looks like Landon Trevino also in on the stop. So some new names, as we mentioned. Under 5 to play. 2nd down and 8 for Portales. The Cats will improve to 2-0 on the season, barring a football miracle. Which, hey, if there's time on the clock, never say never. As in the air, Lozano is going to be picked off, but out of bounds.
Oh.
Put up the wounded duck, and so it'll wind up being an incompletion. Lozano now 0 for 2.
Very close.
But through the dangerous passes, he threw that. Gutierrez comes down with it. His intended target was Tarpeth, but it looks like he threw that one pretty much to Gutierrez. So now it'll be 3rd down and 8 from the Wildcat 13-yard line.
Got to hand it to Portales, though, losing their quarterback, and they've stepped up and they've kept fighting.
Toss it over and inside the 10 down to about the 8-yard line.
That's
is Lujan. 5-yard pickup for Lujan. He's got 63 now on the ground. 4th down and 2. I've got to think they will go for it with 4 minutes, 10 seconds remaining on the night. So going to try and keep this drive alive inside The Wildcat 10-yard line. Still plenty of time on the play clock. We are down under 4 minutes remaining on the game clock. 3:50 now to go. Deep back is Lujan. They'll pitch it to Lujan. He's got some room. He's going to power it up. Going to be very close to the first down before Gutierrez and the Wildcat line driving back. He needed to get to the 5. I'm not sure that he got there. It's all going to depend on the spot and where they say his forward momentum stopped. Lovington indicates it's their football.
Good stop. Jaden Garcia, I think, was the first to get in there.
So let's see, and it will be Lovington football as they stop Lujan short.
Nice.
He needed 2.5. He got 2 of them, and it'll be over on downs towards the Wildcats with 3:40 remaining. Coach Ramirez is barking that he wants a measurement, and the Whitecap says nope, too far away for that. I can tell without needing to bring the chains out. So the Wildcats will have it 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Last time they had it deep in their own territory, they reeled off a 99-yard drive. That would be the capper, a 94-yard drive here. Twins to the left, single receiver right.
At the very least, they need to keep possession and eat some clock here.
And now a whistle sounds and timeout going to be taken by Coach Ramirez as he had guys coming in, going out, coming in, going out. I'm not sure exactly what was going on, so he's going to try and settle his red and black Ram squad down. Lovington 30, Portales 7. We're back in 30 seconds on KZOR. And welcome back to Greyhound Stadium here in Portales. The Wildcats force an over on downs as they stand up. The big running back, Joel Lujan, just shy of a first down. So over to Lovington. Portales will take a timeout. And we are back from that as they had some defensive confusion going on. So Cardenas will stay in as the deep back. She got some new linemen and some new receivers in the ball game. This whole second half, high snap, it's handled. Give it to Dallas. He's hit behind the line, but bounces it over to the left side, but only going to get back to around the original line of scrimmage before he is hitting a late push-off from Smith and Newbern. They could call him for unsportsmanlike there. They're going to just let it go, though, and it'll be a 1-yard gain, 2nd down and 9. Cardenas with 1:12 on the ground. And the clock continues to move with right at 3 minutes remaining in our game tonight. So the Cats will go to 2-0 on the season, and we'll head to Carlsbad next week to take on the Cavemen. Send Reeves over into the right side, tight end spot. Hand it to Cardenas, sweeps it left, runs into one of his own linemen and goes down after a loss as Damian Munoz was getting bowled over and heading down. So that's the first loss of yardage tonight for Cardenas. He's going to lose 3.
And we talked about it a little bit last week about with this huge district, so many teams in Lovington's district now this year. You know, they don't have very many non-district games. You know, they have basically 3 games to tune it up and get ready for the counters. And Carlsbad will be the last of the tune-up before they get into district season.
Very reminiscent of some of the old Texas districts, as big as this is, with an 8-team district. Remember when I was in high school, and yes, I know I'm starting to sound like the old man that I said I would never become. You know, back in my day, but back when I was in high school, and yes, I do remember that far back most of the time, you know, we had a 10-team district for a couple of years.
Wow.
So
yeah, that's big. Of course, you do everything bigger in Texas is what Texas folks like to say.
Well, there is some truth to that.
And football is it's not a sport in Texas.
It's
a religion.
Yeah. It really is.
Yeah.
So another Portales player down.
I think that's even at the Pee Wee League level. you know, football is a religion.
We had 10 teams in my Pee Wee League, too.
Wow.
3rd and 4th grade.
Right.
All the way through junior high. I had 8 or 10 teams there. So there's a young man down there. I think maybe just a cramp.
I think so. He's sitting up, and they're working on.
Of course, next Friday night we'll be at Ralph Boyer Caveman Stadium. The Wildcats taking on the Carlsbad Cavemen. 6:45 for your Stone Oilfield Services pregame show next Friday night. Kickoff scheduled for 7 o'clock. And while we've got the time, we'll say a big thank you to all the great folks who make Wildcat football possible. Bob's Thriftway, Eastern New Mexico University. We're at their field here in Portales. They share it with Portales Schools. You'd think Portales Schools would make them call it, Greyhound Ram Stadium or something.
I think that's
also Battle Energy.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, go ahead, Don.
I think that's 50 Gideon Smith who's coming off. It's either 50 or 60.
I bet it's 50.
I think it's 50. Yeah.
I bet that's Gideon Smith. So
yeah, just had a lot of Ram injuries here tonight.
Yes, we have. So also thanks to Battle Energy, Eunice Pump and Supply, Miko Services, Cannon Safety, Man Welding, Lovington Schools, Devon Energy, Stone Oilfield Services, First American Bank of Lovington, the Miko Companies, Lovington Auto Supply Napa, Master Plumbers, and Lee County Electric, making it possible for us to bring you Wildcat Sports. So out of the injury timeout, it is 3rd down and 9 for the Wildcats. And they will run the Wildcat to Weiser as he takes it to the left sideline, and nothing doing for Ryan over there. He might have gotten a yard out of it. Might have.
And I think if they had lost two yards on the previous play, I think that was officially 3rd and 11.
No, it was 3rd and 9 from where they had the marker.
Okay.
So.
All right.
So now it'll be 4th down and 9. 2.5 minutes to go, and they stopped the clock. Did Weiser get out of bounds over there?
Yeah, I thought he did.
Or do we have a timeout? Oh, we've got a timeout as Lovington has taken a timeout with 2:35 to go in the ball game. So we'll take it with them. 30 seconds. We're back on KZOR. Back here in Portales, it'll be 4th down and 8 for the Wildcats. They take the timeout just to make sure they've got everything set up for the punt team with 2.5 minutes to go. Lovington comfortably in control of this one. 30-7 is the score. Lovington scoring 30 unanswered points to start the ball game. Of course, you've got your Devon Energy post-game show coming up in just a few minutes. High snap, Patrick gets it, kicks that one much better. Going to be fielded at the 45 to the 40. Good coverage down the field.
It's Cordova, I believe.
Cordova tries to take it up, but runs into the white wall as the Wildcats will take him down. 2:27 to go. Portales football in Lovington territory. They've pretty much lived here in the 4th quarter. And so it'll be 1st down for the Rams inside the 40 at the 39-yard line. In Wildcat territory, they're trying to get a couple more points on the board. You can't blame them for that.
Yeah, 2:27 left. There's certainly time enough, but it would really be good for Lovington to try to stop them and just – they want that point differential, I think. They'd like to
point differential, and you've got the win against, a likely district champion, so that's a good thing. There's a lot. That matrix is a nightmare if you're not a district champ, as they will pitch that. Coming to the near side, Lujan is hit in the backfield, and he is dropped. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, no gain, and nice job by Gabriel Maldonado. Grabbed a hold of the shoelaces and brought him down. Got a little help on that from.
Clock is still running.
Yep, he stays in bounds. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the Wildcat 39. There's another young man in on that, but I didn't catch his number before he turned away. The 2nd down and 10, under 2 minutes to go. And low snap, Lozano handles it, looks to pass, rolls right, throws it down the right sideline, has a man wide open and in and out of the hands of his intended target as he had had a target wide open, and that was Lopez. So incomplete. And so it'll be 3rd down and 10. It will stop the clock with 1:44 remaining in the ball game. And I think frustration boiling over a little bit for Portales. They had a young man who's come off the sideline who just threw his hands up like, I don't know what else we can do out there. So Lovington has played pretty good. The second half has been at times on the Wildcat side a little bit sloppy, but again, they're working on some things, getting some players in that don't normally play. Lozano to pass. Now he's going to roll near side. Now he's going to tuck it, take it himself, and is hit at the line and driven backwards. And again, Maldonado on the stop. Also, Landon Trevino for the Wildcats. They're going to actually have a 1-yard loss on Lozano. 15 carries, 42 yards for Lozano. Stays in bounds, and it'll be 4th down and 11 for Portales.
I think
they're just going to go for it.
Sure.
Lovington can come out in victory formation if they can stop them here. Trying to force the second over on downs. Trips to the left, 2 to the right.
Watch for the
Offsides, they didn't have it. They want it all. They're going down the left side, trying for Lopez, and he is out of bounds, and it will be incomplete. And so the incomplete pass, and Lovington will take over on downs at their own 39-yard line. We are under 1 minute to play. If you're Lovington, you might want to think about running one play before you go into victory formation. Portales does still have 2 timeouts. I can't really see Coach Ramirez using them, but anything is possible. But Lovington looking to continue their dominance here at Al Whitehead Field. It has pretty much been Wildcat Stadium North the last couple of seasons.
It is.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats, and it will be victory formation time. And I hate having to write these down, but I will, but it's negative yardage. And so Prudencio will take the knee, and he will have to take one more, as there is 10 seconds difference between game clock and play clock. But more importantly, Lovington will improve to 2-0 on the season, and they get a big rivalry win in addition to that against the Portales Rams. So all good for the Wildcats, and knee number 2 on the way. I would actually let this one go until it gets down about 5 seconds. They don't, but he'll kneel it down. Now Portales could make Lovington burn another couple. They've still got 2 timeouts. They will not do that, though. And so the Lovington Wildcats are victorious tonight, as they will get the 30-7 victory from here in Portales against the Portales Rams. We'll take a 3-minute timeout, come back with your Devon Energy postgame show and your Bob's Thriftway Coaches Conversation. Wildcat football continues in just a moment. Back for the postgame show on Z94 KZOR. And welcome to your Devon Energy postgame show from Devon Energy, proud supporters of all Lee County athletics. And don't forget, if you are looking for a new career, Devon is looking for you. Positions all over eastern New Mexico and West Texas. Just go online to devon.com and search careers. So the Wildcats victorious tonight 30-7 over the Portales Rams and improved to 2-0. Let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers in this one. As the Portales school song being played, we will have the Wildcat, the Bob's Thriftway coaches conversation after the Wildcats are able to get up and meet their team meeting. For Portales tonight, their quarterbacks Paxton Culpepper started and then went out injured. Dallas Lozano taking over. In cumulative, they go 3 of 13 for 34 yards, no touchdowns, and 1 interception on the ground. Joel Lujan led the way. He had 11 carries for 65 yards. Lozano with 15 carries for 42 yards. He also did have the only touchdown of the night for the Portales Rams. Culpepper, before he was out injured, had 6 carries for 9 yards. Lovington did sack Portales' quarterbacks a couple of times. Tarpeth on an end around with 6 yards, and Cordova with an end around, and he lost 4 yards on it. So collectively for Portales, they get 34 through the air, 118 on the ground. That is 152 total. Had 4 penalties for 15 yards in the ballgame, and they had 11 first downs. Now, some of those numbers are a little bit misleading because Lovington pretty much the whole second half had the second and third string defense in. For the Wildcats tonight, Matthew Prudencio goes 13 of 23 for 229 yards, no touchdowns, but no interceptions either. His leading receiver tonight was Elijah Rivero, 3 catches for 57 yards. Jaden Gutierrez, 3 catches, 47 yards, 31 yards on 2 grabs for Olguin. Patrick Sanchez, 1 for 15. And Dallas Cardenas, 2 for 49. And Kyler Reeves, 2 catches for 32, although he had a big one called back on a penalty. Now, on the ground, it was Dallas Cardenas. He led the way 15 carries for 109 yards. And so trying to get our tie line back up. So sorry about that, Evie. The tie line is back up. Now, where we were going over the rushing statistics. Dallas Cardenas with the century mark, 15 carries, 109 tonight. Alec Olguin had a rush. Oh, and Cardenas also with 2 rushing touchdowns. Alec Olguin, 4 carries, 19 yards, and a 6-yard touchdown. Then you had Gutierrez with 4 carries, 25 yards, and a touchdown. Ryan Weiser, 3 carries for 6 yards. Prudencio, 7 carries, no yards cumulatively. I hate having to take those kneel downs off of there, but I did. He was only sacked once tonight. 229 through the air, 158 on the ground, 387 total for Lovington. Got a little sloppy at times for the Wildcats in the second half. They finish up with 9 penalties for 90 yards. 15 first downs in the ball game. They get 7 in the first, 20 in the second, 3 in the third, and were blanked in the fourth, but still get the 30-7 victory tonight over a very tough Portales Rams squad. So on next for your Lovington Wildcats, it'll be the Carlsbad Cavemen next weekend, next Friday night from Ralph Boyer Caveman Stadium in Lovington, or rather in Carlsbad, before we get to come home to open district. When was the last time we said we were opening district? In the 4th week of the season against Artesia here in a couple of weeks. But we'll look forward to that. Of course, as we continue on through, a big thanks to all the good folks who make Wildcat football possible. Lee County Electric Cooperative, Master Plumbers, Lovington Auto Supply, the Miko Companies, First American Bank of Lovington, Stone Oilfield Services, Devon Energy. This is your Devon Energy postgame show. Lovington Schools, Man Welding, Cannon Safety, welcome aboard. Also Miko Services, Eunice Pump and Supply, Battle Energy, Eastern New Mexico University. We're on their campus right now, as a matter of fact, and they are proud sponsor of Wildcat Football and Bob's Thriftway. And your Bob's Thriftway coaches conversation will be coming up here in just a moment as the team is coming out of the huddle. As Dawn Morgan, of course, is field side. There we go, Dawn. Sorry.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, they just broke the huddle, and Coach will make his way over here. Yeah. Here he comes.
Getting ready
hey,
for the
Coach.
Bob's Thriftway Coaches
Bailey.
Conversation.
Yeah, really look forward to it. You just told the huddle that you guys came out just freaking hot again with this in this game today. And then second half stalled out a little bit, but tell us what you saw and what you think and what you told this team.
Well, what I told the team is, we hold yourself to a really high standard, and when you don't quite meet your standard, it's hard to be happy sometimes. And we just won a football game against a really good team. I mean, that's a good football team. They're going to compete for a state championship. Thank you. And I was trying not to be the sad guy. I'm trying to make them know, like, I'm proud of them. And we got some work to do, though. And ugly wins are still a lot better than losing football games. And so I'm proud of them, though. I love them. We had some kids step up tonight that haven't yet. And to see that is always fun. And we got some young guys in the game. The whole fourth quarter, our defense was all young cats. So
that can be very important, especially in a long district season. You got to have the depth, as TJ pointed out early on. But coming up against Carlsbad, and it's your last non-district game. You said you want to clean some stuff up and be ready for them.
Yes, ma'am. It's kind of crazy to think we're almost in district play. I mean, that's pretty awesome. But no, Carlsbad will be a tough opponent. They're good. We saw them a lot this summer. Played them in 7-on-7, did lineman challenges against them, and really, we know them pretty well. But they're going to be tough. They beat a good Goddard team last night, and we're going to have to prepare really hard.
You know them well. They know you a little bit too from all of that summer play. So you singled somebody out, I think, for sacks. Who are you really proud of?
So Landon Trevino is the senior for us, number 6, and he made 5 tackles on kickoff.
Wow.
5 kickoff tackles, and just ridiculous effort out of him. He's a senior who doesn't see as much playing time as he might like, but he just works hard, and he found a role on special teams, and he did his job, and he did it really, really well. I was really proud of him.
For everybody that we talk about a lot, that's in the limelight, the quarterback or receivers, running back and everything, there are 2 or 3 guys or 6 or 7 guys who are slugging it out in the trenches, who are playing really hard that we never really talk about.
Yes, ma'am. And I watch it every weekend, and I know TJ talks about Valente a little bit and Alex Rivera, but Damian Munoz is a stud. Number 72 is he is a great energy guy, nasty. He had 9 pancakes against Hobbs, a 6A opponent, 9 pancakes. And then Jose Ward is the kid that's playing center for us right now and doing a really good job. Jaden Garcia's been in there, and then we didn't have Sawyer Bishop tonight, who's a player that's been really good for us too. So.
Okay. What about you didn't have Cam Ochoa tonight? No, you said he wasn't quite ready. You think he'll be ready against Carlsbad?
Sure hope so. Yeah, I like to call Cam our heartbeat. I mean, he's the best leader and one of the best football players I've ever seen. And so, anytime you miss somebody like that, even though we've got all these great guys next to him, it's important. I mean, they love him and they know he's going to make plays for them. So.
All right. Well, we'll see you next Friday. Good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Congratulations again for tonight.
Thank you, Dawn.
All right.
Dawn Morgan talking with Coach Bailey, our Bob's Thriftway Coaches Conversation here in your Devon Energy postgame report. Our final score again, 30-7. The Wildcats improve to 2-0 on the season. And well, Don, not much more you can say, but a dominating win. And they did get some younger and some different players in. So some good things to take out of it. But like Coach said, maybe just a few things to work on to get ready for that 6A squad next week.
You bet, and they're going to have to report in the morning for bumps and bruises at 8. They see game film at 10. I did not ask him if they were going to work out on Monday, Labor Day, or if they're going to have the day off. I don't know about that. But, football season, it's a 7-day-a-week thing, really.
Yeah, it really is, and congratulations again to the Wildcats, now 2-0 on the season, and going to be very important. And right now, we'll open district in 2 weeks with Artesia. The Hobbs Eagles giving them all they can handle, at least last time I checked in on that. Let me go pop over there right quick and get you a quick update on that, because, again, we'll see that Artesia team here in just a couple of weeks. And Artesia handed it pretty handily to Carlsbad a couple of weeks ago. Right now, late in the fourth quarter, Hobbs is winning that game 44-40.
Wow.
A barn burner tonight. So
the defense, you'd like to think it was defense optional. I have a feeling there was quite a bit of defense.
Yeah, there was a pick 6 in that ball game, according to Evie. So,
yeah.
Of course, that's on our sister station, Cool 95.7. But we got the big victory here tonight over the Portales Rams. The Wildcats 30-7 the final. And with that, my friends, we will put a wrap on week 2 of the Lovington football season. The Cats came in, took care of business, and get out of here with the win. So big thanks to Evie Stuber, the master producer in engineering, back in One Radio Square. Thanks to Manny V for learning and helping us out in the second half and taking over there for Dawn Morgan Fieldside. I'm TJ Miracle saying so long from Portales. This has been an exclusive presentation of No Walmart Digital and One Radio Square Z94 KZOR Sports. Have a safe and happy Labor Day weekend. Good night, everybody.